so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Welcome to the Dropshot, episode number 85. Your podcast is not buffering. My brain is buffering, so your internet connection is fine.
Well, it's probably still shit, but
it's probably not great, but especially if you have a Time Warner or Spectrum cable, you should, of course. Let's move on. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. I am joined, as always, by my good friend Tanner. Tanner, say hello to everyone.
hello everybody. What's going on?
Not much is going on for me, Tanner.
Really?
Other than the fact that 2 days ago was Thanksgiving. Or actually, I think it was Indigenous Peoples Day? Or is that Columbus Day? I think that's Columbus Day.
And no, it was Indigenous People Day, I think. Yeah, I think you're right.
It's possible.
That sounds right.
We'll look into it.
We'll look into it. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Tanner, how was your Indigenous Peoples Day?
Formerly known as search.
Formerly known as Thanksgiving.
Indigenous People Day is October 11th. So
yeah,
I'm not sure what's going on there. Mine was great. That cherry pie you were cooking me on was fantastic, of course. The turkey. Oh, well, I made it, so it's the best thing I've ever had, right?
You made turkey. Oh, you're so disgusting.
There's nothing better. I've never had a better turkey than that.
Interesting. What did you do that was so crazy?
I made it.
Okay.
It's that simple.
So would you just throw it on your Traeger and just tell your app to make you a turkey?
Yeah, pretty much. Cook me a
That's
turkey.
what Traegers can do, right?
Exactly. I don't have to do anything. Cook me a turkey, bitch.
So we can say you cooked a turkey, right? Or we could say you bought a thing that would cook turkey for you.
I had to lift it onto the grill and set it there. Come on.
You had to buy the turkey too, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I gave it a nice brine, threw it in there, smoked it for a little bit, and then 375 for a couple hours. It was delicious. Best turkey I've ever had. I'm not kidding. It was so fucking good.
Interesting.
Because I heard you talking about turkey before I called in.
Okay.
And I understand it. And I agree with you thoroughly. It's like the only time of the year people make an entire turkey is Thanksgiving. Because you're right. It's shit. Nobody's like, oh, let's have turkey for dinner.
Yes.
No. It's like, oh, let's have prime rib. Let's have steaks. Like, let's do something like that. Let's do ribs. Nobody cooks a fucking turkey except for Thanksgiving. You're a rat if so.
True.
But, dude, I cut into that bitch. It was so juicy. Had so much flavor. I took a bite. I was like, oh. And then Sierra had one. She's like, holy fuck. That's the best turkey I've ever had. And I was like, right? By far. And she's like, that's the best I've ever had by far.
Damn.
It was so good.
That's cool.
So juicy, flavorful.
It
was delicious, of course.
Did you put a beer in its ass? A lot of people do that,
No,
right?
I didn't do that. I did. I made an herb butter and I rubbed it under the skin. Then I put some, that's what it's called. It's called herb butter, right?
Okay,
it's called herb butter, right? Because it's herbs
Gordon.
and butter, you stupid fuck.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, I put some garlic and herbs on the outside. A thin layer of a regular barbecue rub. It was fantastic, of course, because I made it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. My dad made prime rib because we're not, we're not so easily influenced by society at large and their dumb decisions, like having a turkey on Thanksgiving. Because as Tanner said, which is as I had said, turkey is shit tier meat. It's not good.
It's bottom tier meat for sure.
It's so like, why are we eating it? Like, especially if we're going to like have our family sit down, let's make something that tastes good, right? Because if you like turkey so much, you would have had it for dinner more than once a fucking year. So, anyways, we had prime rib. It was good. Had a couple drinks, couple laughs, but nothing crazy. I did hear a tale about some members of the Discord, however, getting in voice and having a very drunken, spirited debate about not totally sure what, because I wasn't there, but from what I've pieced together, there was some politics involved. There was some 1v1 me involved. Like, unironically, they 1v1'd. I don't have the full picture, but I did hear some people got real toasted.
Well, they don't either, because they were all drunk.
Yeah, maybe not.
They don't have the full picture either. Yeah.
Did you hear about this, Tanner?
Of course I did.
Extra details?
I don't have any details other than I saw like 10 people in one Discord channel at one point.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then I saw some of them there still the next morning when I woke up. So I was like, oh, okay. So it was that kind of night. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was they're alcoholics.
Yeah. Yeah. I love to see it though. I wish I had been there, but, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't, obviously.
I wish you were there last night when we were playing for the Damascus hangout and Gift was yelling at his wife to get him some hot dogs.
Oh my God. I know.
And just the thickest Boston accent you can imagine.
Gift is really a gift to the community.
He's absolutely a gift.
Curse, friend of the pod. But anyways, yeah. So that's good. I hope you guys all had a good Thanksgiving. I am thankful for this podcast about a video game, which we will get into, but a couple announcements and then we're going to get to the program. So happy Thanksgiving to you all, and an extra special happy Thanksgiving to these people: Proud Dad, Os Ted, Alex A, William N, It's Boopsy, change it, Sam M, and perhaps the most interesting name on this type of list that we've ever gotten, TTV_Trump MAGA 2020, which is not a change it, because it's so absurd. So I hope everyone listening right now had a good Thanksgiving. I hope to you people whom I just listed, I hope your Thanksgiving was better than everyone else's, right? Because you just joined the fucking Patreon, bitch. Patreon.com/the Dropshot for bonus EPs per month. And of course, welcome again to those new frogs. Much appreciated. We've had some excellent content this month, and we will continue to have a lot of excellent content for Cold War and shit, especially when the Warzone transition happens. So, real quick, we will have our next episode out on Monday at the latest. If not, I'll do it Sunday night. I think we might do predictions for what Cold War guns will be used in Warzone, if any, for our next Patreon episode. Not sure, and this is the first time Tanner's hearing about it, but it is something we will...
Not.
Okay. It is something we're going to consider. But either way, the next episode is going to be really good. And eventually, especially you guys are going to want to join in December. Because once Warzone integrates with Cold War, we're going to know life the fuck out of it. And we'll have a lot of like extra little insights for you guys. In the same way that we had for the perks, field upgrades, etc. So I'm very excited about that. Also, for the Damascus Hangouts, next week, we are going to try out custom war zones. What I think we're going to do is Damascus patrons can be in voice with all of us, and then gold patrons can also play, and they can also use Discord, of course, but they just won't be in the same voice channel as we are. So that'll be kind of like an extra little benefit for the Damascus guys. Because I know a lot of you want to do Warzone customs, but there's not enough just Damascus that also shows up for that to be possible. So we're going to try and incorporate some gold patrons into that so that we can hit the number and then run. So if you're a gold patron, try to be in Discord around 7 o'clock Pacific time Friday night, because we're going to try this for the first time. I'm excited about it. It's going to be interesting, and I hope we can figure out exactly how to make it work, but it should be a good time, and I'm quite excited about it. So we will see. And that, I think, is it for me. Tanner, any announcements from you?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. All right. So that is that. If you were listening for the jingle, of course, here it is. All right. So today we are going to continue our Q&A segment of the program. Now, as I was saying before the show started, I slept like a fucking dream last night. I'm ready, bitch. I'm ready for this episode, dude. I'm ready. And I'm very excited. And again, a lot of these questions are quite old. So the older the question, the faster we're going to attempt to answer it. Now, will that work? No. But we're going to try to.
It can work.
It's possible.
It'll work. We'll make it work.
Well, we might make it work. So if your question gets answered early on this evening and you feel like we breezed past it, we did, because it's 2 months old. Figure it out. Sorry. Get scammed. I don't know what to tell you. So we're going to try and get more caught up on these, because there's a lot of good questions that are related to Cold War. And I want to eventually get to those. So that is that. Now, first we would be starting with playlist updates. There were none. So we're just going to, without further ado, I guess we're going to just get right the fuck into it. Balake, 2-month, tier 1 Submarino. Let's go. Balake, friend of the program, patron extraordinaire. Thank you, brother. Honored, humbled, and, of course, privileged. I appreciate you, dude. And without further ado, let's dive right the fuck in. This first one is from Razinon 6. Change it. Greetings, gentlemen. I am a new frog to the PC Master Race. I made the switch about 3 months ago from gaming on the console for roughly 12 years. Okay. My question is, what do you guys recommend as a good aim trainer for keyboard and mouse? I've recently been using the free Aim Lab utility in Steam. However, I'm looking for other possible trainers to assist with my proficiency. On a serious note, this is the best COD podcast out there. You guys keep it entertaining. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks again for the content. All right, you're welcome. Thank you for the kind words. I just want to kind of get through these. So I appreciate the kind words, Ryzen. But Tanner, aim trainers, your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't use any. I don't have any suggestions. I'm just naturally gifted. Sorry.
Have you ever used an aim trainer?
Never.
You've never even fucked around on one?
Never.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Well, good talk. So yeah, Aim Lab.
Get good.
Aim Lab's cool, and it can be pretty good. The main thing I use Aim Lab for is to convert my sensitivity between games. So you can input your Call of Duty sensitivity, and it will give you a value called centimeters per 360. And then you can just select a new game in Aim Lab. So you're going to go play Counter-Strike, and then you can adjust your Counter-Strike sensitivity, since it's a different scale, so that you also have 21 centimeters per 360. That's the main thing I use Aim Lab for, because it's really good.
Kovaak doesn't do that?
Kovaak's, I don't believe it does. No. You can obviously enter your sense in Kovaak's, but it won't convert between games like that. So anyways, yeah, the main aim trainer you want, of course, is Kovaak's 2.0, the meta, which is also on Steam. It costs an amount of dollars. It's not very much. So if you're really looking to try and improve your aim on PC, you should get Kovaak's. I'm still undecided on whether or not this makes you better in the long run. Most of the good players I know use Kovaak's a lot, but not all of them. It's Nate Gibson does not use aim trainers ever. And he's I think the best Call of Duty player on PC I've ever seen. But, and Syrian doesn't either. However, Nexus does, TGD does, Erase does, MP Control Ward does. Like I know more really good players who do use it than don't, but it's not it's not strictly necessary. So I'm not sure if it actually makes you better or not. I got Kovaaks, and what was really good about it for me was that if you just do like a 1-minute trial, and then you can change like how you're placing your hand on the fucking mouse pad. You could change where your arm is. You can change where your desk is. And then you can like really easily find out like what the best like mechanical way to position your body is. And then you can like get used to it. So for me, it was better for doing that. Like, oh, I should put my wrist like on my mouse pad way more often. That's what Kovaaks did for me. It actually helped a lot. But it didn't like improve my aim so much as it improved my mechanics. Now, it could also improve your aim. I don't know. But a lot of people say it does. And I think it's worth a shot. But the main utility, I would say, of Kovaaks, this is absolutely true, is if you want to do well for like an evening of gaming, do Kovaaks for like 30 minutes beforehand, and you will absolutely do better. This is something every time I warm up with Kovaaks first, I do significantly better in game. There is definitely value to that, if only as like a warm-up tool, but it may or may not necessarily make you actually more skilled at aiming. So,
how often do you actually use that to warm up?
Not often. I just don't have time, dude. But like, you know, if I had more time, I would, and I wanted to do really well, I would use it way more often. It works. The warm-up aspect absolutely works. So, anyways, Razinon, thank you for the question. Moving on here. 2, King Koopsta. Now, King Koopsta on September 22nd wrote, I mean, we could call it a question, but it's not. It's an essay that is ended with a question. So I've read this, and I'm not going to read it on this program out loud. I will sum it up for you. His account got hacked. Okay, quote, account got hacked, which made me think to ask, with things like shadow banning and the hacker queue going on, or in the hacker queue, which we've talked about, going after cheat companies, etc., do you think that Activision is taking steps in the right direction, although probably not as fast as we'd like, and at some point, will they fix the root causes and rid this game of cheaters once and for all? I would say this franchise, not this game, but that's basically what he meant. So, Tanner, your thoughts?
Of course they're not taking steps in the right direction, because if they were, hey, they'd make an anti-cheat, right? There would be some form of anti-cheat. So the fact that they're doing this and they've gone to the lengths to sue these companies that make cheats, it just shows you there's not going to be an anti-cheat for a long time, probably. Especially at the time this was posted, 3 months ago now, basically. Or I guess it was just 2 months ago. But I still don't think we'll have any sort of anti-cheat for a long time. I don't even know when that'll be. I kind of doubt it'll even be in Cold War. There's like nothing on the horizon at all. So this is all they can do, and they know that, because who else has ever done that? Like, what video game company has gone out of their way to actually sue a developer that makes a cheat for their video game? It's like,
I've never heard of it. Yeah.
It's absurd. Yeah, it's like usually these places would just, you know, keep working on their anti-cheat, keep updating it constantly so it works against the latest cheats, and that's it. So we're not getting anything for a long time. And it's funny that this question is asked now, because there's a ton of people talking that that like those little online tournament websites are already chalked for Cold War, because there's a lot more people playing on PC, and I guess it's just filled with cheaters now. Because since that's what the CDL is being played on, a lot of those are being played on PC, and I've seen so many clips of these people paying for money in these little like challengers brackets, and they're playing against actual cheaters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, nothing's gonna happen. That's what's unfortunate. It gives like PC gaming a really bad name. But if you like, most games aren't overrun with cheaters like this.
Yeah.
It's just this shit game.
Yes.
So it's unfortunate, but it's not like this for all video games. Like, don't blame like the PC community. You should be blaming the shit devs for this, because that's on them.
Yeah.
Or it's on Activision, probably, more than anything.
It's on Activision, I would say. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, can you imagine playing for money online? You have to be so dumb to do that. Like, it's crazy. Because of all the cheaters.
Well, they're 16, yeah.
And the fucking latency issue. Like, what if the server happens to be in fucking Alaska? Actually, that wouldn't be that far from me. What if it happened to be in fucking Taiwan? Well, then I just lose. Like, and that has nothing to do with cheating. So that's fucking insane. But we'll skirt past that. Yeah, shadow banning isn't doing something to combat cheating. That is going in the wrong direction. That's actually actively turning around and walking in the exact wrong direction.
Yeah.
Number one, shadow banning doesn't help. I mean, it helps a little bit, actually. But it's not. We've talked about it. Going after cheat companies, whatever. Yeah, no, they're not taking steps in the right direction. Because going after cheat companies doesn't solve the problem. This is something we've talked about. What if the manufacturer of these cheats lives in China, for example? Hey, by the way, a lot of them do. What the fuck are you going to do? You're going to sue a Chinese corporation? You're going to sue the CCP? Yeah. Good luck, dude. You're not, they don't give a shit. They can't, they can face no repercussions. That's why that's why companies haven't gone this route, because it doesn't fucking work. Because like all these places outside of the jurisdiction of the US, they don't fucking care about a fucking cease and desist or a subpoena. Good luck, rat. Come to Beijing and pick me up. Take me to court in DC. Suck my dick. It's never happening.
Jesus.
So of course they're not going the right direction. Absolutely not. Will there be an anti-cheat? Probably eventually, but I don't think it's even like close, honestly. Because if there was an anti-cheat in development, hey, they would let us know. They would be thrilled to fucking tweet that out.
I don't know about that. I don't think they would let us know.
Why wouldn't they?
Don't let us know about anything.
I think they would get so many people like retweeting them saying, "Oh, I love Fundy. I want to suck Bobby Kotick's cock." I think they would like get a bunch of press for tweeting that they're, and like genuinely good, like, like praise. If they said they were going to make an anti-cheat. So if they were going to, I think they would tell us about it.
I feel like companies usually don't talk about their anti-cheats much, to be honest. Like at all.
True.
It's just more something that's there. So I don't think they would necessarily tell us at all.
It's almost like it's an industry standard and it's a given. So these companies feel like they don't have to talk about it, which I agree with.
Yeah.
Except that.
Like if they ever decide to add an anti-cheat, I can see them not even like announcing it and it just being in some update. And then like later people figuring out, oh, there's an anti-cheat built into the game now.
Interesting. So. Yeah, maybe. Either way, yeah, of course they're not taking steps in the right direction. And by the way, you're going to see that because you might be thinking, oh, well, Cold War doesn't have that many cheaters. Well, you have to buy Cold War. We've talked about this too. When the Warzone integration happens, every game you play will have cheaters in it.
Yeah.
Every game you play. Clip me now, link me later. Every game you play will have cheaters in it starting December 10th for at least 2 months. So, Activision shit. Let's move on. Steel Switch. Can you both come up with the top 3 breakfast cereals of all time? Okay. Tanner, your thoughts?
Great question. Super easy question. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Okay. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Cocoa Puffs, which I haven't had in a long time, but that was like my favorite for years. And Lucky Charms, of course. What else would it be, right?
Interesting. Okay.
Honorable mention to Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, come on. Those aren't that good, dude. You know what I like,
fucking
dude?
Good, dude.
Okay, number 1 is Honey Bunches of Oats. Classic.
Okay.
Because I'm an adult.
You're an old man, yeah.
Because I'm an adult, yeah. It's like sweet, but it's not literal fucking marshmallows in my cereal. Like I'm an actual
Honey Bunches of Oats.
6-year-old.
Which ones are Honey Bunches of Oats? Is that where there's little clusters in it?
Yes.
Oh, those are fantastic. Yeah,
they're fucking good, dude. It's good. And okay, not Lucky.
Those are great. Yeah.
Not Lucky Charms, but on Halloween, there's like 3 like Halloween themed cereals that are fantastic. And I think the one I'm thinking of is Boo Berry. Because it's like Lucky Charms, except the non-marshmallow cereal, like the grain cereal, is like fruity flavored. Because like Lucky Charms, let's be honest, you want to eat a bowl of marshmallows.
Yeah.
But they sprinkle in some like literal like shit tier, just like literally pieces of grain. Like that's it.
Yeah.
In Lucky Charms, that tastes terrible. But Boo Berries,
right, Boo Berry, yeah. I see it here.
it has the marshmallows, but the actual grain cereal part is also like flavored like fruity. So that's fantastic, dude.
Berry flavored, yeah.
Yeah. So big shout out to Boo
fucking
Berry.
good.
Yeah, Boo
I've
Berry
never seen that
slaps,
before.
Dude. Boo Berry bangs, dude.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah,
Holy
it's
shit.
fucking good. And then I don't have a third because I don't eat cereal. I don't know.
Okay.
That's all I can think of. Oh, Captain Crunch is pretty good. Go with that.
Oh, wrong.
Here's the reality, dude. All of these cereals are delicious because they're all sugar. Like, they're all good.
I don't
Cinnamon
like a
Toast
lot
Crunch
of them.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Frosted Flakes is amazing. Like, they're all good.
Oh, they're okay.
I don't know.
It pisses me off when the chat right now says Cookie Crisp. I never fucking liked that cereal. Like when I was in like middle school, elementary school, and all my friends like that, I was like, dude, this cereal fucking blows dick, and it still does.
Interesting.
So was that somebody said the Oreos. What was that actual cereal called? Oreo-O's or some shit?
I don't know. I've never heard of this.
It was the worst cereal I've ever had. So Deacon and Moose suck me off. Shit cereals.
Interesting. Peanut Butter Captain Crunch is good too.
Wrong.
It's good too. I mean, these are all desserts that we feed to children at fucking 8 a.m., right? Let's just be clear. So they all taste good.
Oh, here we go. Here's the first cocksucker, and of course that's Gabe saying Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs.
Worst cereal out there.
Reese's Puffs is not that good. Yeah. By cereal standards. So
such shit.
Let's for sure fucking move on.
Well, he's homeless, so yeah.
He is a homeless man. He lives on the corner of Lyman Avenue. Next one is from Covina, California. Bjorn. Follow 88 on Twitch, the drop child, one of the 2 drop children that I know of. When I get my PC, will I be able to use my PS4 account?
No.
If not, will I lose all my guns for Warzone and be behind everyone else? Also, Intel or AMD for gaming. Okay. Tanner.
I'm pretty sure you can't use your account, your PS4 account on your PC. No, you'd have
Almost
to
positive.
use an entire new. Yeah, you'd have to use an entire new account or
'Cause
buy the game
you
to
have
get
to
it. If
make
you're
a
talking about
Battle.net
actual Modern
account.
Warfare, Cold War. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly. Intel or AMD for gaming. They're both really fucking good right now. Intel was king for a while. The new AMD chips are actually better now than the Intel ones, but it's just you won't be able to get them for 2 or 3 months, and Intel is in stock now. So the new Intel 10th series, 10th, I don't know, it's not even the 10th gen, but it's the 10700, 10900. Those are really good. And the new AMDs like 5700, 5900. Those are really good processors. So.
Have they tested the new AMD processors yet, though?
Yeah, they're faster than Intel in gaming and in Warzone and Cold War and all that. They get better frames. Yeah.
Than the 10900K? Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's why I want to get one, but because it makes me furious that I have a 3090 and Gabriel Saul Perez, who has my old 2070, is getting better frames than me, right?
No.
And it's just because he has the 10900K. It's a beast.
Yeah. Interesting.
So
it is an insane processor. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with everything there. I'm seeing in chat, by the way, Bjorn, the drop child, one of the 2, that cross progression is a thing now since Cold War is like linking everything. So that might be true. Here's what I would say. Google it. What do you want me to tell you? I hope in the last 2 months you fucking Googled it. I'll say that.
He's been waiting. Come on, dude. He's the drop child. He's 12.
He is a 12-year-old. So, all right. Well, Bjorn, hey, go to google.com. Be careful what you type. And then type in fucking your question. Real quick. It's the Olive. Princess Leia. The Submarinos. Let's fucking go. And Dr. Cloud with the 500 biddies. Jesus. Ladies and Dr. Cloud, thank you very much. Nice haircut, Raz. Says Princess Leia, double D. She said it's DD. It's double D now. So
Double D'd up for sure.
Double D'd up, yeah. Thank you. Olive, welcome back. 4 months. And Dr. Cloud, 500 biddies. Thank you all very much. Much appreciated. Honored, humbled, and privileged. Welcome back to you as well, Olive. Yeah, so thank you guys. I appreciate it. Let's move on. From EV Dog 4. Change it. This is an interesting question. So let's get into it. Do you think Ground War should be a part of the Warzone playlist? Okay. Here's my thought process. If the new Warzone is going to be a mix between both games, like they say, I think there should be an easier way to level up guns because I'm new to Warzone. I wouldn't want to buy the Call of Duty. Okay.
Well, this
has been answered. Yeah. So no, Ground War shouldn't be a part of the Warzone playlist, but the cross progression thing is out now. So sorry, but your question's been answered. Let's move on. Rise and Shine. Is the Dropshot LLC considering a P.O. box? It'd be an opportunity for the community to shower you with gifts and fan mail. No anthrax. Sharing it on the pod would be fun. Tanner.
We've been asked this at least 10 times. So it's possible. We kind of looked into it, but I think it costs more per month, per year than we had thought. So, I mean, if you're going to send just a stack of bills, then sure. Just if you're going to send us cash, then sure, we'll open it and afford it, right? If you're going to send me anthrax or something, though, then no, we're not going to do it.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
My thing with this is like, okay, it's not even, I don't know how much it costs, because if it's like $100 a year or something, that's fine. Whatever. It's like $8 a month. That's kind of a lot. I don't know. Whatever. The cost isn't so much the thing for me. It's that people keep saying they want to send us shit in the P.O. box. Probably actually none of you would actually do it.
Yeah, you guys are all fucking talk.
It's cool to say, oh, I want to send you this fucking postcard I got from fucking Nepal or whatever. But then when we actually come on one day and we're like, hey guys, we have a P.O. box, you're going to be like, I don't really feel like getting out my fucking quill and inkwell and like writing the fucking address and then buying a stamp and then putting it in the mailbox. You guys are going to actually do it, right? So, and I've seen this so often just being on Twitch for as long as I have, but also, and perhaps especially with this program, people will ask for shit that they don't even use. That reminds me of a real specific example. Boy, I'm having a little trouble remembering. Do you have any very specific examples of something like that, Tanner, on your mind?
I actually don't know what you're talking about. No.
Well, one time I was told by a certain Mr. Sal Manila to make a watch party channel, right? He was riding my dick so hard. Make a watch party channel so that people can like talk in voice while they listen to the podcast live. And I was like, fine, dude, I'll do it. Made it. It didn't get used once for like 3 months. And even still, since then, 6 months ago, it's probably been used like 5 times. So people love to like tell you they're going to do shit or use shit and they just don't do it.
Somebody was in it on Wednesday by themselves for like an hour.
Really?
I don't remember who. I don't think I'd ever even seen the name in Discord. He was just hoping somebody would join and nobody did.
Yeah.
So Sal, that's on you, you cocksucker.
Yeah. Yeah, but people just do this all. It's not even Sal's fault because like everyone does this. They just think they want things, but like they actually don't. So anyways, I think we'll do a P.O. box. Honestly, for me, the biggest thing is like time right now. Like I'm not going to go drive to the fucking station or what is it called?
It's
post office.
It's a 1/8 of a mile from my house, so I could pick it up.
Yeah.
Know what we could do if people actually want to send us shit is do like unboxing. Like
yeah,
one
that's the part of this question. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Sharing on the pod would be fun. Yeah, that would be a great idea.
That would be cool. Like Saturdays, we do like we start Maybe in the pre-show we do some unboxing. It'd probably be like once a month, if that.
Which would, yeah. I think like once a month would be perfect. Which would also make more people want to send shit, so like they can see us open it. And don't send me like the bag of dicks or whatever that everyone sends, like eatadick.com or something, bag of dicks, where you send a bunch of gummy penises. Just don't do that, because I'll eat them. I don't care, right? Yeah. Just don't. Just send me regular gummy bears if you're gonna do that.
Yeah. So, anyways, Ryzen. Yeah, I think we're eventually gonna have one, but like, yeah, right now, I don't know. We have a lot of shit on our mind. PO box isn't like super high on that list, but yeah. I think once the website's set up, we'll probably get a PO box, put the PO box address on there. That would be cool, and then have you guys send us beer and absinthe and things of that kind. Go ahead, Tanner.
Moose God has a fantastic suggestion. He said, just give out Gabriel Saul Perez's full address and they'll send the shit to him. Well, he's homeless, right?
That's a fantastic idea. He doesn't have a home, unfortunately, but
he's homeless now, so.
But yeah.
Well, people are gonna send glitter, Christmas cookies, food laced with LSD. Cookies. Okay, yeah.
Well, okay, that's highly illegal, but
yeah, relax.
Anyways, next one here. Good question though. Eventually, we'll have one from the Brown Note. Change it. Are either you or Tanner getting a 30 series card? If yes, which one and why? Okay, so we both have 3090 FTW3 Ultra Editions graphics processing units by EVGA. So that one.
I want to grab the SKU so you have it.
I could. Do you guys currently do 1080, 1440, or 4K? And what do you recommend, Tanner?
If you're like serious and trying to do really well and be like a sweat and have a high KD, 1080p is definitely what you want to play on. If you're kind of in between, like you're more than casual, but like, you're not a great, fantastic player, your KDs may be between 1 and 1.5 at the most. 1440p probably is what you're playing on. And if you're 45 years old and you have a family, your eyesight is failing you. Your wife doesn't love you anymore. You're going through a divorce. You're probably going to be on 4K gaming. So we're still on 1080p, like I said, because we want the performance. I'll probably switch to 1440p soon. I've said that on the pod about 20 times, but I could see. I'm not saying like anytime soon, but I can see like in 2 or 3 years for sure going to a bigger monitor, because we're just old, right? We're boomers. We need to see easier,
maybe
especially with these
30th birthdays. We should buy fucking 4K monitors ourselves.
Yeah. Especially because these shit video games that are made by Activision, Treyarch, Infinity Ward these days, where you can't see anybody.
True.
You kind of need as big of a monitor as you can get, right?
True. So yeah. Yeah, 1080 has the best performance only because the fewer pixels on your screen, the faster they can be rendered, which means the more frames per second you get. More FPS is always better for performance, for like your performance, because you're getting updated information more often. That's why high frames is good. And if you wanted to figure out why that might be, imagine you're playing a game at 1 frame per second. So if someone's just appearing somewhere and then 1 second later they're appearing somewhere else, it would be very hard to like track that person and kill them. So you can extrapolate this to where 2 frames per second would be twice as good. You see them every half second. And then 300 frames per second, like I get, is a lot better, because then you see them 300 times per second. So you could track people more easily. That's why you want like low pixels, because you can your whatever system you're running can do fewer pixels with more frames than more pixels. So that's why you want 1080. And that's what we currently do. I'm not switching to 1440 fucking anytime soon. I'm going to be switching to 1440 when I can push about 300 frames on 1440 with whatever setup I have. The tech for that is not very close, by the way. So it's probably going to be more like 5 years. You think in 2 years you're going to push 300 frames on a 2022 game at fucking 2K?
No. But in 2 years there will be affordable 1440p 240 hertz monitors, I think.
I don't give a shit about that. If you're not pushing 240 frames, it doesn't matter.
Well, they go hand in hand. That's why they're not really a thing yet. Let me put it this way. If we upgrade it to 1440p, our frames per second, it would be exactly the same.
That's kind of true because we have overkill cars, yeah.
Yeah, it would be exactly the same.
You might be right.
So, I mean, that's what my brother-in-law plays. Like, he didn't know I played on 1080p. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why do you play on 1080p? He gets better frames in Warzone than I do. And he has a 3090 also, and it's because he has a 10900K.
Oh.
And he plays on 1440p.
On 1440? Wow, interesting.
Yeah, he gets like, I think like 180 to 200
Maybe
on Warzone
I will
usually.
switch, dude. If I can get around 300 frames, then I would switch to 1440.
It's a big boy though. Like, I don't know if you heard Ben. Ben got one.
I have a 1440 on my desk.
Because he doesn't listen to us, right? So Ben got a 27-inch, and he was like, I didn't realize it was that big, honestly. He's like, it's a lot bigger than the 24. Like, you wouldn't think 3 inches would be that big, but it is. Raz knows all about how big 3 inches is. Yeah. Okay. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, I have a 27-inch 1440 right here. That's my chat monitor. Because I got it for World of Warcraft. Because you don't need FPS and fucking
okay. Well, now that I know you have one, let me go on Amazon real quick and order a 27-inch because I'm sick of squinting, right?
Interesting. Well, this one's like 144 hertz. It's not 240. So I'm unwilling to do that. Obviously.
I'm talking about for my top monitor where I read chat. Since my chat is usually so lit, I need more. Okay. I need a bigger monitor to read it.
Keep that in mind for sure. So, anyways, let's move on here. Good question, by the way. Next one is from our second drop child, Tyler08, who invented the name the drop child, by the way, which I laughed at. I didn't laugh harder than the two 12-year-olds having a conversation in Discord, by the way. That was the funniest thing I've ever fucking seen.
Somebody said we should kick them out of the Discord because they're too young.
There's an argument there, but nah. Is it an appropriate Discord for a child to be in? Of course not.
Join and find out.
Join the fucking Discord and you guys will see.
Find out.
But I respect the, the moxie of two kids to find their way there. So I'm going to let them stay, even though it might be illegal, but I'm not going to kick them.
Well,
anyways, the drop child, Tyler08, asks, let's say you're in a nuclear wasteland like Fallout. So for your next English quiz, okay, you've used the possessive form, and you're supposed to use the contraction form. So let's say you are YOU''RE. So take that to 7th grade. What would you include in your bunker? Wi-Fi, gaming room, alcohol room, etc.
Well, you're 12. Chill with the alcohol room thoughts, right?
Yeah, let's relax on that for sure. He's going to talk about cocaine and hookers next, so they grow up so fast. Any friends you would like to have in your bunker? Also, what guns do you have in your armory? Okay. We've gotten a similar question, and I'm going to cook you for it, but Tanner, go ahead.
What do you mean you're going to cook me for it?
No, not you. Tyler.
Oh, okay.
The drop child. He's going to be
okay.
cooked.
What would you include in your bunker? Interesting question. So, I think to start with, I'd have a nice kitchen, probably a big island, a little coffee bar in the corner, maybe.
Would you have a Traeger?
Of course.
Okay.
That vented out to the nuclear fallout. Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would get carbon monoxide and die. But yeah, have a nice little coffee corner, maybe little espresso machine. Well, of course, I'd love to have Wi-Fi in a nuclear wasteland, right? Am I gonna have it?
Yeah,
probably not. Probably not, Tyler.
Yeah,
that'd be great. No, what else would be great? Walking outside on somewhere on the planet of Earth, right? Yeah. That would be a good thing to do too.
I'd be fine.
Maybe
with
not the whole,
but...
maybe not the whole Earth being destroyed, or at least Los Angeles. Alcohol room. Yeah, we could throw. I could have a cellar, maybe a nice little wine cellar, kept at the ideal temperature. I don't know what that is, but I can research it and figure it out. Maybe in the 50s, 40s, maybe 40 degrees Fahrenheit or something. What friends would you have in your bunker? Nobody. Me and my wife. Everyone else can suck me off. Don't care. I don't want to live down there with friends for years. Who knows? So no, they can find their own fucking bunker. What guns do I have in my armory? Oh boy. I don't know. I'm just more about peace and love, I don't know if I want any guns.
Okay.
Kind of want to be.
Well, in that case,
what do I need a gun for? I can't. What do I need a gun for? I can't go outside, right? What am I gonna do? Shoot myself?
Maybe.
What am I gonna do with the gun, Tyler?
Maybe. Yeah. So
I can
this
shoot radioactive rats or what? Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Well, Tyler, here's the problem with your question. If there's no constraints, why wouldn't I just say all of it? Why would I not want Wi-Fi, a gaming room, an alcohol room? Oh, okay. Let's add a fucking, God damn it. What's the word? Shit. I forgot the word. Mezzanine? That's like a thing. That's a thing, right? Let me Google
it is a
mezzanine.
thing.
Mezzanine. It came to mind. I don't remember what
Googlers?
it is. A low story between two others in a building, typically between the ground and first floors. Oh, okay. That's cool. Here's an image.
So you didn't know what it was?
I had a feeling it was this. I was thinking of like is it a veranda? All these weird words. Foyer? It's a veranda. A roof platform along the outside of a house. Yeah, this is what I was thinking of. I'd have that as my bunker. This house.
I can't wait to see this.
Because there's no constraints, so I'll just have everything, right? This is why your question is flawed. You have to...
Come on, dude, he's 12. Relax.
He is 12, and I'm educating him, okay? This is educational, Tyler. If you're going to make a question like this, like, oh, what would you want in your bunker? Don't allow me to just say all of it. You have to say you have to pick 3 things or something. So figure it the fuck out. What guns? Don't know, don't care. Doesn't matter. If I did have guns, as Tanner said, I would just kill myself. What are you going to do? If there's no internet. If there's internet, I'm chilling. I'll be fine. I'll die of natural causes. I'll just game all day. But I wouldn't have any kids to shoot their bodies in Call of Duty multiplayer. So is that a life worth living? Is life worth living if you can't body shoot 12-year-olds like Tyler in Call of Duty on Nuketown 24/7?
It's not.
It might not be.
I'd rather be dead.
I'd rather shoot my own body in real life, in game, of course. But anyways, Tyler, good try, Chief. I'm kidding. That question was fine. I enjoyed it. Next one. King Camper, longtime listener. How do the pod's estimated revenues compare to the actual revenues since start? What is the projected revenue for 2021? Okay. So revenue is like, that's like all the money that comes into a business, right? Or is that net? Okay, there's net, there's revenue, and there's profit. Revenue and net, I feel like, are the same thing. Like revenue is just money that comes in, and then you subtract expenses and you get profit, right?
Revenue. Let's look up the actual definition. Revenue. The total amount of income generated by the sale of goods or services.
Yeah. Okay. So that's, yeah. So, okay. So.
It's gross sales. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, Tanner, your thoughts?
I don't know. Millions of dollars, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't fucking know.
Okay. All right. Good talk.
More than now. How about that? Hopefully it's more next year than now.
More than now. Yeah.
As long as that's not worse, I don't care. You know?
Yeah. Well, okay. So we didn't have estimated revenues. Actually, we did have estimated revenues, $0 United States dollars. That was what we estimated this program would make before we started it. Compared to actual revenues, because you guys are dumb, right? Because you're dumb people who like to waste money, is pretty nice. Pretty nice. So way
get
better.
Scammed.
Way better. Get scammed. Way better than we possibly could have imagined. And then projected revenue for 2021. I don't know yet, really, to be honest. It's hard to project shit like that. If you've had a bit, we haven't even had the podcast for a year, so we don't have anything. We don't have much upon which to project.
Yeah.
So maybe after a year you can do some more projections. You could look at like month to month and then like, find the fucking straight line. I was not a business major, if that wasn't obvious. But yeah, I don't know what the projected revenue is. But we're making more every month than the last month so far. And that is all thanks to you retards who support this program. So thank you. And get scammed, of course. But no, on a real note, I don't know. But hopefully we can quit our fucking dog shit job soon and make a lot more fire content. But we can perhaps revisit
Be
that
super
topic.
ideal.
It would be ideal. We're getting like sort of close, especially with Patreon, by the way. Join the fucking Patreon, $5 a month. It is the best way to support us, and it's best for you. You get 4 bonus episodes. That's the most you can do with $5 to support us. That's the most you can get with $5 to support this program. And we get like 95% of that money, or 93%. So it's just a win-win. So if you want to waste your money, do it on Patreon first. If the Patreon gets high enough, we will quit our jobs, and then I'll have enough time to give you, King Camper, a detailed analysis and business projection for 2021. So keep that in mind. Next is from Korkar. Okay, question to Raz. How does it feel to be known as Tanner's less funny co-host? Now, I said before we started this that we were going to be breezing through these questions because they're old, right? Yeah. So we're just going to move on.
Okay.
Read a book, young Evan. If you had the chance, would you go public? Tanner. Do you know what this means?
If somebody gave me a big enough check, yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote me a big fat check, I don't give a fuck. No,
Yeah.
probably not. I don't know. That's a good question, actually.
I don't know exactly what going public means, to be honest.
I mean, nobody would want that because that means we would basically be controlled by somebody else, right? So it wouldn't be the same program, so it wouldn't matter, which means nobody would want it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
We'd be little rats, basically.
Yeah. 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 I don't know exactly what go public means. It would depend on a lot, obviously. If that just means like we get bought out or something, I don't know what go public means. So, yeah, I don't know. But if like someone wanted to like, yeah, going public means you can like sell stock on like the fucking.
It means there's like shareholders, basically, right?
Yeah.
So that means people own part of the company, which means we wouldn't be the owners. There would be other people that are the owners as well.
Yeah, we'd have like a board of directors or something.
Yeah, so we'd get fired, right? They'd fire us.
we
would tell somebody to kill
actually,
themselves in game, of course, and we would be fired.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. I don't know what my answer to this is. But I would do a lot for a big enough paycheck. Let's put it that way. And I will suck your dick for a big enough paycheck. So
any rats? Jesus.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I would need to like a specific proposal in front of me to like evaluate it. Because if it was like a fucking, I don't know, if Activision wanted to buy this podcast, fuck, it would take a lot of money. But I would, if there is a number that I would say yes to. But for Activision, that number would be really fucking high. Because then the program would be a different program. And I wouldn't want to do that unless I could like, unless we're talking millions of dollars. Then you can all go fuck yourselves. Hey, let me just cash out, dude, right? Obviously. But if like, it would have to be a fuck ton of money if like Activision wanted to, because they would just completely control us and we wouldn't be able to be critical anymore. And then there would really be no reason to have a podcast. But like, if fucking, I don't know, like guntrackerstats.net wanted to buy us out or something, their values are not misaligned with ours. So I would be willing to accept a lot less money from them because we wouldn't have to like change how the program goes if we did. That makes sense. Go ahead, Tanner.
What if Activision offered you a measly 20 grand to get rid of the podcast and it would never be a thing again?
Fuck no. 20 grand? No fucking shot.
Yeah.
No shot. 20 grand's not changing anyone's life, dude. What am I going to do with that? And then, like, dude, this is...
I feel like there's a lot of dumb people that'd be like, oh, I'm taking the money, dude.
Yeah,
well, you're fucking dumb, right?
No way. Yeah. It would have to be life-changing amount. Like a retirement amount. Or close.
About that.
Yeah, maybe not retirement, but...
Not retirement. Even if it was enough to like not work for even like 5 years and not have to worry about it. Oh, that would be plenty for me. I don't give a fuck. Later, see ya.
Well, it depends on what
Fucking
you mean
see ya.
by enough to not work for 5 years.
Well, I'm not going to live off top ramen, but I'm also not going to fly in a private jet to Hawaii every weekend or Italy or Croatia where I've been, you know?
I see what you're saying, but the goal for me is to be in this space and this be my career until I'm dead. So if I get enough to live for 5 years, that would be nice. But then after 5 years, I'd have to go get an absolute shit job like I have now.
You get hired back in the same company.
And the whole reason that, or one of the whole reasons that I started this program is because I like doing this kind of stuff and I'd want to make this my living forever. So 5 years would not be enough for me. Fuck no. So I don't know. It's an interesting thought, but let's just move on here. I would be, in all seriousness, I would never, I don't think, do this podcast and like totally 180 and like censor myself. I find that very difficult to do, as you guys may have figured out by now. So like if Activision wanted to get involved or some shit, it would be real tough for me to like say yes. And this is all fantasy, right? Because we're not on fucking Activision's radar. But anyways, let's move on. Steel Switch. Okay. I gotta zoom out because this is a little too long here. Number one Q&A asker. This is a nice hearty hello to the gentleman of the Dropshot podcast, K. I've seen the blueprints will be returning in Cold War. If you were to overhaul the blueprint system, what changes would you make? Step one better be to put the real name of the fucking weapon in the blueprint description. None of this assault rifle, hotel, and foxtrot bullshit. Absolutely. And
they still
agree.
do that. That's what's funny.
They still
tweet
do
out.
that.
Yeah.
Yes. And even in their patch notes, because they're the dumbest people I've ever met. Postscriptum, K, change it. Raz, does that large horse dick ever get wet? Not lately. And I'm not talking about it dropping in the bowl every time you sit down and take a piss like a little girl, K.
I thought that's what he meant.
I did too. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
When it fell in the water. Yeah.
Well, let's move on. So if I were to overhaul the blueprint system, what changes would I make? Tanner, what are your thoughts?
Well, to start with, I would love if you could change the attachment portion, like of a specific looking blueprint, and it still look that same way, right? So if I have like a stock that has a cool look to it or like a cool design that no other stock gives, I want to be able to keep that if I change that to a different type of stock, right? So I want to keep like that same camouflage pattern or whatever's on there on that. It's pretty simple. And that's what we thought they were going to do with when the Frankensmithing came to Modern Warfare. And of course it wasn't. You either use their exact blueprint or you change one attachment and it throws off the entire thing. So another thing is it would be ideal if their blueprints were actually decent, right? Hey, maybe give me a good blueprint. There wasn't one good blueprint put in Modern Warfare ever that was the perfect gun setup that you would actually use. There's not one, not exaggerating. There's some that were close. There was like a Growl blueprint that was pretty good, I think. It was like one attachment off of being like the build everyone used.
Right.
But other than that, they're just fucking dumb. They just make these for no reason. And I get it. It's because they add 60 attachments for every weapon when really only 10 of those total attachments are decent or even usable. So it's like they want people to try other things, so they make these blueprints. They're dumb. They suck. Yeah, it's a good idea. It's just implemented poorly. I guess that's really it. I don't know. I can't think of what else I'd want to change with it, but it's not ideal what it is. Yeah.
Well, that's a good question, Steele. I agree with what Tanner said, but outside of that, I can't really think of anything else I would change. Any other problems I would have with blueprints would be problems with the gunsmith itself. The menu takes too long to navigate, but also I don't know how
especially in Cold War.
Yeah, but also I don't know how they could like change that really. They could probably optimize a few things, but it's not something like it's not that huge of a deal to me. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I would also like for there to be custom blueprints in Cold War. That would be nice, but there aren't any yet.
Like save your own blueprint.
Yeah.
That better be coming with season 1.
I
I'm
think
expecting so much from season 1. If they just give us like an update with bug fixes and like the store and just like 2 new maps and just nothing else, no other content, I'm gonna be so mad.
I'm actually just bored already. Though. Yeah.
I hope so. I have high hopes. At the same time, if we're gonna get that much, it's like, why wasn't some of this shit just in the game at launch?
True.
Like they really needed those extra 3 weeks to add those things in.
I agree with you, but we've been seeing a lot of different leaker accounts talking about how this is like, they're talking about how Treyarch is saying internally that this is going to be the most fucking content for this year of all Call of Duty games. You've seen this floating around, haven't you?
Well, they said this year in general is going to have the most content of all Call of Duty games. Not this season, just this year in general. Yeah. I did see, though, they're saying there's going to be more oh fuck, I can't think of the term. Basically more old maps brought back than ever this year.
Which is a big fucking
remastered. That's the word I was looking for. More remastered maps this year than any other game.
That's the best news I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. Hopefully they don't fucking butcher them like they did Nuketown, but let's move on.
They will. Nuketown's the worst map ever made. Okay.
Let's go. Let's not move on from that.
You are fake news.
Thank you. Joey Bone 101. Change it. I'm considering competing in tournaments for 2021. What tips would you guys give for getting into the competitive scene? Tanner.
Well, if it's for Cold War, use a controller and I'm sure you'll do fucking great.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the competitive scene in 2021. Hey, if you'd asked me this question 10 years ago, I could have answered you, but now I don't know. I actually don't know how any of it works. Like we were kind of talking about earlier, I think there's like websites now, or there are some sort of websites now where you can join like open league tournaments and whatnot, but it sounds like you're just going to run into cheaters. So I don't know. It's like Raz said, it's basically not worth it. It's like, hardly any of you are going to go pro unless you're really good and you may actually have a chance at like getting into the pro league at some point. I don't know. Find something else to do, right?
Yes. Yeah. Do something else. Dude, if you want to like play Call of Duty for a living, the way to do that is to like stream or make YouTube videos. It's to make YouTube videos and then maybe stream later.
YouTube videos, yeah.
Look at Swag, dude. SWAGG on YouTube. He started on YouTube like 7 years ago, and he got a huge YouTube channel because he was doing good videos consistently, and he's a good player. Use a controller, but he's a good player. And then he went to Twitch after he had like 900,000 YouTube subs, and now his Twitch is super popular, and a lot of people only know him for his Twitch. But the reason he's so big on Twitch is because his YouTube was huge. So, anyways, if you want to play Call of Duty and make money doing it, don't compete. That's the advice. Because even if you
you go pro, then yeah, you're never going to make any money.
Even if you're pro, you're not going to make that much money, dude. Like, most of the pros don't make that much money. Like, think of like the sixth guy.
Most of them, yeah.
Think of the sixth guy on like Optic this year. What's his name? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, great. So he's not getting any sponsors. He's being paid by Optic a salary. It's probably pretty good money, and it's a cool experience for sure to like live in the gamer house, say you competed competitively, whatever. But you're not getting like sponsorship money. You don't really have time to stream, and even if you did, you're not going to be as popular as like Scump or whatever. And even then, you're not going to be as popular as Tim the Tapman, who's way worse than all of you and still makes more money than you made this year in a week. So the reality is, don't go competitive. You probably won't be a pro. And if you do become a pro, you're probably not going to be a superstar in the scene. This is like someone saying like, oh, I want to be in the NBA. Like, what should I do? Stop. stop trying.
Be good. Be good enough.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't the case.
Yeah. So don't do it. But if you're really insistent on competing in tournaments, then I wouldn't know what to tell you. I would say search for a subreddit about competitive Call of Duty. There's
literally a subreddit for that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. And they probably have a resource or like a stickied post there with a bunch of different like links. Like here's a forum for finding teammates. Here's like this Twitter account that like announces all the new open tournaments that you could sign up for, blah, blah, blah. Just immerse yourself in that world. You'll learn a bunch of shit about it, and then you'll be equipped to answer that question better than we have today. But you're going to have, it's going to be a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
And it probably won't be worth it. Because what you probably want is you want to play Call of Duty for a living. The easier way to do that, dude, it's also a dream job to play a video game and make money full-time doing that. Let me be clear. But it's far less likely that you do that being a CDL pro than it is you being like a streamer. Like this Jordy dude that I'm seeing all over fucking TikTok.
Oh my God.
That guy is Omega successful and he's like pretty new. He's
very new.
Yeah. And the way he did that was he made a TikTok, which is like the hot new social media thing. And then he made a bunch of like clips go viral because he dressed up as Sonic the Hedgehog and he just fucking peaked his compressor on his mic and it was hilarious. He has good content on TikTok, by the way.
It's pretty funny. He's an absolute dipshit, but it's pretty funny.
And then he sent people to his Twitch channel and now he probably makes very good money. But he didn't go pro and he didn't have to practice 16 hours a day to fail at being a pro. That's what you want to do if you want to play Call of Duty competitively. Do something like that. So, anyways, sorry if that wasn't helpful, but
when did this guy start streaming? Because he has 3,400 viewers right now, right this second. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Interesting. That is crazy. It says it's like little cake day, but
dude, he's only been streaming for 6 months.
There you go.
See, if you can find a little market like that, like TikTok, which is easy to grow on too, that's good advice that Raz is giving. I mean, even like Exclusive Ace, he has an extremely successful YouTube channel. I think he's almost at 900,000 subscribers by now, and he streams on Twitch as well, like when in his free time. And usually when he's streaming, it's because he's like getting content for his YouTube video, a lot of it, like gameplay. But he just does that just on the side because, I mean, compared to his YouTube, where he has almost 1 million subs, he will at some point in 2021. When he streams, he's only getting 200-300 viewers. Like, it's nothing crazy. He just does it on the side and it's supplemental. And, he's getting a little extra cash on the side.
Yeah.
But like, it all comes from his YouTube. That's what all of it is.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's good advice you gave him.
Thanks,
just told him to give up on his dreams, basically.
Well, because I see through the question. Yeah. He's not asking, how do I be a COD pro? He's asking, how do I play video games all day like the degenerate piece of trash that I am? Which, by the way, me too, by the way. This is a moral indictment on you, but I share the same whatever.
Yeah.
What you're actually asking is, how do I play video games all day and make money doing it? Not COD competitive. Change it. Make TikToks, make a YouTube channel, grow that way. It's far more likely, and you'll make far more money doing that if you make it than you would in COD competitive, and you won't have to play for 16 hours a day doing scrims, which those people don't enjoy. Even if it sounds like you think you'd enjoy that, of course you wouldn't.
They don't like the game by like January.
Yeah, they get tired of it. I mean, imagine playing Ramaza Search for 4 hours straight for like 6 days in a row. Like, oh no, this is not what I signed up for. I wanted to be fucking holding up the trophy in Anaheim. Like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
You know, but anyways. Next one is from... Go ahead.
I was going to say something. I think it's interesting too when we're talking about like how you can grow using different platforms. Jordy, every time he's live streaming on Twitch, Have you came across that on TikTok? He has his TikTok open, his phone is open, just showing him. He's live on TikTok, and it's just showing him. It's like his face interacting with his Twitch chat.
He says, "Go to my Twitch."
Yeah, he's live streaming on TikTok that entire time, just saying, "Go to my Twitch channel right now. I'm streaming on there." He's really smart when it comes to that shit.
That is fucking huge, bro.
I've never seen anyone do that. Yeah,
Me
he's
neither.
got some. Yeah, he's a smart fucking kid for sure. He's gonna be huge.
Yeah, agreed. And the TikToks where he's not dressed as Sonic the Hedgehog are actually better content.
Yeah. I don't like the Sonic. I don't know why he's doing that. I think he's just trying too hard at that point because he's funny. He doesn't need some dumb costume, right? I think
where
he's
he
just
has
funny.
like the kid, he's like, "Hey, my mom just died. If we she'll buy me a PS5 if we win this." And then he just drives the Jeep off the map, gets out, kills the kid. So fucking funny, dude.
Or like when he always does ones now where like people will donate. It'll be like 50,000 bits, and he'll just like read the message like it's nothing.
And just
It's so
them
funny.
too, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're shit." Yeah.
He's all right. Thanks for the 50,000 bits, dude.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. So, anyways, shout out to Jordy, friend of the pod. Next question from Garch. I found myself in a rut on K-Bam and feels like I've lost some agility in my fingers and mouse. Just seems like I've lost my snap and not enjoying the game much at the moment. What advice would you give to get your mojo back? Now, this is an interesting question. It's a good question. And before Tanner answers it, I would like to let you all know that I'm about to get up and piss out of my huge white dick.
Okay.
So I will be right back. Also, Killicam with the gifty boy. Thank you, brother. Sorry, 24 minutes ago. I just saw it. Thank you, dude. Killa, I love you. Honored, humbled, and privileged. Tanner, go ahead.
Okay. Well, first of all, maybe go to the doctor's, Garch, because I'm not sure what's going on there with your fingers. What? I don't know what he said. Probably something rude, though. He also just humped the camera before he got up and left. I've lost my snap. I think you got to just keep grinding through. I mean, everyone has ruts. I feel it often, too. Like, you feel like you're not playing as well. I think skill-based matchmaking has something to do with that, too. You probably think you're playing a lot worse than you really are, whereas it's just you're playing against really good players is another thing. So I think you got to just keep grinding through it. Again, I've never done the aim trainers, drinking straight scotch, by the way. I think that would be something good to try out. If you're feeling like you're in a bad rut and you're not doing good, that's probably the perfect time to do an aim trainer like Raz talks about. So maybe try Kovacs, see how you like it. Maybe that'll get your mojo back, as you call it. I kind of feel you on that sometimes, but it's just more for me. I kind of just go through phases where I'm just like, I don't feel like playing video games right now. I'm just bored. I don't want to play this game. Things like that. But I've never really had the feeling where it's like my fingers are feeling weird. I don't know, dude. Unless you haven't been playing on keyboard and mouse that long, then I can see it. Like you're still kind of a beginner. You're probably still figuring things out. I would say aim trainers. Give that a shot. Like Raz said, try like putting your wrist in a different position. Putting more of your like arm on the desk versus just your forearm. Maybe not rest your forearm at all on the desk. Try different grips on your mouse. There's a lot of different things you can do. But if you're going to test all that, if you think you're not doing well, then do that in an aim trainer.
Yeah.
What did you say when you yelled when you left?
I said you have MS. So
Jesus.
Which is multiple sclerosis. So
yeah, okay.
So Garch, first I would try seeing a neurologist. And then after that, once you get a clean bill of health, I agree with the aim trainer thing. So yeah, I don't know how much experience you have on K-Bam. But another good, like if you used Kovaak, so there's like there's Kovaak's playlists. One of them is like Call of Duty specific. And it's like you play like 7 scenarios for like 2 minutes each. And then that's a total of like 15 minutes, 14 minutes. And then after that, go play Call of Duty. If you do that before every Call of Duty session, you'll start to get a sense of what your scores are on each different playlist in Kovacs. And then you have like a benchmark of where you're usually at. So you can do like the Kovaak playlist and then play Call of Duty that day. And then you can think, man, I did really well in Call of Duty today. And then you can, the next day, do your Kovacs again. And then if you do really bad in Call of Duty that day, you can see, well, was my Kovac score better or worse than yesterday or about the same? If it was way worse, then that would explain why you're doing worse in game in Call of Duty. Because your aim is just not there today. Why would that be? Unironically, it might be cold out and your like fingers have lost agility. This has happened to me sometimes. Almost never, because I live in Southern California and it's 108 degrees in my room. But when it gets real cold, sometimes my fingers will get like cold and it's like annoying. I don't feel like it affects my aim very much, but also like you could have not slept that well that night and then your aim is worse and then you do worse in Call of Duty. So Kovacs would just be a good like diagnostic tool to where you can like see how well you usually perform and then how your day's performance that day compares to how you normally do. And if like you do way better on Kovacs than you normally do, and then you have a way worse day in COD than you normally do, that'll tell you something. My aim wasn't shit today. It was something else. Could have been skill-based matchmaking. Could have been that a new season came out. Could be this gun I'm using. Could be my map positioning is shit or worse than it usually is. I'm trying to push too hard. Whatever. But Kovacs can at least like isolate a variable, which is the most important variable, which is aim. And that can be helpful. So I would definitely do that. But if you're not enjoying the game that much, stop playing it. That's my biggest piece of advice. Don't play Call of Duty if you don't feel like playing it.
Oh, sick. All right. What do you want to play tonight then?
Unless you have to. Like we are. Like, yeah, dude, you're just playing video games, bro. If you're not having fun, turn it off. Go play something else. Go play Battlefield if you want to play another FPS. Or maybe don't. That's what I've been told.
Don't suggest Battlefield,
okay,
yeah.
Whatever. Another shooter.
Maybe 5 years ago suggest it, but not now.
Or, go play Skyrim or something else.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Ooh, yeah, I need to try that. So, anyways, yeah, that's what I would say. But I don't know, man. Everyone has ruts in everything all the time. You're probably not going to do that well if you're not having fun playing the game, by the way. So if you're not enjoying it, that will lead you to probably do worse, and vice versa. If you're doing worse, probably going to enjoy it less. So just some things to keep in mind. Next one is from Choi 5150. What is the one conspiracy you believe in that kind of embarrasses you to publicly admit? Have we answered this?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Go ahead. Rat.
Did we?
I swear I feel like we did.
We've talked about conspiracy theories at some point. Because I think... I don't know. I don't really believe any conspiracy theories, to be honest. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Not that there's none that I like actually believe, and I'm embarrassed to admit because I don't know. There's a lot of fucking dumb ones out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not usually. I think conspiracy theories are extremely interesting, and I like to learn about different ones and like watch YouTube videos on them and shit. But I usually don't agree with them. I'm just like, oh, these kids are retards. I get it. Yeah. But it's like I don't believe them, right?
Yeah.
Like people that say like Sandy Hook was like a fake shooting and all this. I mean, see, like some of it was it Sandy Hook? I think it was Sandy Hook. Some of them were interesting because it's true. It's like
Sandy Hook. Yes,
because there's
Jones
like
went to court for it. Yeah.
Fucking love Alex Jones. See, I don't believe conspiracy theories, but I love Alex Jones. That's what I have to say. But it's like some of those videos of Sandy Hook, how they're like, these are paid actors, like not parents. It shows the parents like laughing, like as they're walking in the door. They're all laughing, smiling. I'm not kidding. She gets up to the stand. She's laughing. Her face just completely changes. She has a dead serious face and she starts like crying immediately. See, that shit's fucking weird. I'm like, okay, that was not normal. I don't think. I mean, my child in 3rd grade wasn't just gunned down. so I don't know how I would act. But that's weird. That does not seem normal. Like, it's just like, it's like a snap of a finger, her attitude changed. So things like that I think are interesting to learn about. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't think this was some government job to push gun
Take
control or whatever it was.
Yeah, because it didn't work, by the way.
It did, yeah.
So
Trump pushed more gun laws than Obama did, by the way. So everyone keep that in mind. But yeah, I think they're interesting. I just don't usually believe them.
Yeah.
Chat's true. So most have a strange amount of truth to them. That's, I think, the best way you can put it. There are certain things you're like, because it's so one-sided, you're like, oh, this is true. But it's like you don't know anything else about that statement. It's just you're hearing that portion of it.
Yes.
So it's like parts of it are left out. It's like, what was that documentary about the guy?
Loose Change.
No, not at all.
Okay.
But the documentary, Making a Murderer. Did you watch that show?
Some of it. I was fucking
So that
my
show
girlfriend at the time for most of it, but
so okay, we
I
get
swear
it.
to God, that's when I turned it off.
We get it. You've had sex at one point in your life.
That's not what I mean.
You're not a
don't-
virgin.
I
get
don't
it.
watch
I get it.
Netflix anymore. Go on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I remember that show. It's like, oh, how could anyone think this guy is guilty? Like, there's no way. But it's because their story only tells their side of the story. Then you start doing your own research and finding out all these other weird things that, of course, it's like, oh, of course they left out, because that's how you would have known, oh, this guy's guilty, because they leave that part out, right?
Right.
So that's how conspiracy theories are too. But extremely interesting. I love watching shit about that.
Yeah, agree. I 1,000% agree with everything you said. Like, they're all interesting and they're all compelling when you watch the conspiracy theory documentary, because they're trying to make a case that there was a conspiracy. So they give you all the weird information, or like the anomalous shit, and then they make a narrative out of it that makes sense. And a lot of these are very well done and they're very compelling. But I didn't know anything about this guy's case until I saw Making a Murderer. So it's not like something I know all about and then they like gave me additional information. It's like, if you only get that one side, you'll be a lot more likely to believe it. But I have a triple digit IQ, so I know that is like usually the case, right? So I don't really believe in like many conspiracy theories at all, really, other than ones that like have been proven to be true, like Operation Northwoods. That was a conspiracy theory. That they conspired to do that, and then JFK struck it down. Shout out JFK, friend of the pod. But yeah, outside of that, I don't know. No, I don't. I just don't spend too much time like thinking about them, because it would take so much research to either debunk a conspiracy theory or to like affirm it. Like, I would have to learn so much, and I don't have time or inclination to do that. Like, oh, Tower 7. Like, what's the deal with Tower 7?
Yeah, see, that's what I was going to bring. That is a weird one. Mullet's right. That's a very strange one.
It's weird, but also, I'm not an engineer. I'm not a rocket scientist, a literal fucking jet engine, jet propulsion expert. I'm not a physicist. I'm not a commercial airline pilot. I'm not a New Yorker. I was 9 years old in 2001, and I don't know more than any layman about 9/11. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you 9/11 was an inside job because Building 7 fell at free fall speed from debris that lit the building on fire. Now, that sounds unlikely, right? Like, on the surface, sounds pretty unlikely. Sounds like maybe there's some foul play at work here.
Oh.
And I'm not saying I know anything to the contrary, because I don't have time to research this. But there could be truth to it. I just don't know, and I don't care enough to actually go figure it out myself. Because it doesn't, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think, right? If I like am convinced that 9/11 was an inside job, what next? what am I going to do? File a lawsuit?
Yeah, you're like, oh,
against
now
the
I know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what am I going to do with that information? Like, oh, okay, well, 9/11 was doing their job. Let me fucking clock into work again and make $15 an hour. Like,
it's always the really dumb people too that think conspiracy theories are true. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I do believe in some of them probably, or like I believe in a lot of them more than I disbelieve them, but I'm not very confident because I just don't know anything about any of this shit.
Well,
so like if someone in my office was like fired for sexual harassment, but like I know all this stuff about why they were actually framed, that's a conspiracy theory that they were framed. I might believe in that conspiracy theory, but also I would be in a position to know with a high degree of certainty that it was in fact a conspiracy theory or not, because I have like all the information. But with like all the popular ones like UFOs, Bigfoot, 9/11, I don't have nearly enough information and I don't care enough to find out. So I don't believe them, but I don't necessarily disbelieve them either.
It's just like the people that always say jet fuel can't melt steel beams. It's like nobody ever said the steel was melting, you dumb shit. It just gets to a certain point where it's so weak that it can't hold up the weight, so it collapses. I mean, how hard is that to understand? Of course, it's not just the steel isn't just melting and turning into just a puddle of melted steel, right? Of course not. It just weakens, and then the whole fucking thing falls.
Yeah.
I don't know. If we're going to talk about one, I do believe it's how anyone that ever wrongs the Clintons is always found dead in the street with a bullet in the back of their head and their wallet still there mysteriously. So. Oh yeah,
suicide by 3 gunshots to the back of the head. Yeah.
Hillary and Bill have killed so many people for sure. And you don't ever hear it. You don't hear
in a video game, of course. Twitch.tv/Razinon is where we're live.
Is that against program? Is that against TOS?
The Clintons might come assassinate you. Let's put it that way. I don't know. Okay. I don't know if it's TOS, but it might be. But go on. I doubt it, but go on.
Yeah, just like how there's so many stories like that of people that were in with them that, tried to do something like speak out against them or like file some sort of lawsuit. And then, next thing you know, that person was found with 3 gunshots, 2 in their back, 1 in the back of their head, walking down the street in Washington, D.C. and their wallet and everything was still intact. It's like, that's robbery. That's a hit, right? That's not random. I don't care what you say. So things like that, I believe are true. I think there's a lot of cover-ups within our government, but like all those dumb ones, Sandy Hook, things like that, 9/11, I don't think any of that are conspiracy theories.
Yeah, Epstein didn't kill himself. I think that is a true statement. But the thing is, I'm not embarrassed to publicly admit that.
No, he was murdered for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way. 2 security cameras both went offline and the guard fell asleep because what? He had a meatball parm for lunch and he just took a nap. What are we doing? Come on.
And then of course in these things like the they always say the video cameras weren't recording or weren't working.
Both of them, by the way. Yeah. It's fucking insane. And he's the most high profile criminal in the United States at the time. And they let the guard fall asleep and both security cameras malfunction. Okay, dude. That's a conspiracy theory I absolutely believe in, but I'm not embarrassed to admit that publicly.
Oleg said in chat, the only time buildings fell in history from a plane hitting it was the Twin Towers. All other buildings in the world did not fall. Okay, whenever did a jetliner full of jet fuel hit a building ever? Of that size
at like 400 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's just full speed dead into this. That's what people. There's probably one happening of it ever, and the wing probably clipped it or something dumb like that. I don't know.
Yeah. How long have we had this fucking dog shit mouse? How long have we had jetliners? How long have we had skyscrapers? I mean, we've had jets for less than 100 years. We've had skyscrapers in New York for probably 150 or so.
Mm-hmm.
So how often did a jetliner literally plunge its nose into a building? Probably not many times. So
Not many times. I don't know. Yeah.
Now, Oleg said, look into it. And this goes back to my original point. I'm absolutely not going to look into it. I don't have time and I don't care enough. So that's my point. Maybe I could be convinced, but it would take me hours of research to come to any like conclusion, which I just don't care enough to do, because why would I? What do I do next? You know? So anyway, Chewy, good question. Let's move on here. Car Mega asks, I find in Warzone and in Search and Destroy a troubling lack of balance in my aggression, which I think might be due to me not taking it very seriously and going all out trying to get cool clips for your TikTok or high kills. However, I really want to win more often. Should we all be more aggressive, or should we be more scared for the sake of a W? Thanks. It's a good question, Carmega. Tanner.
Hold on, I was typing back in chat. I need to read it to myself again.
Okay, well, you're shit, but...
Oh, it sounds like us.
Yeah,
my thing in Warzone is we just
answers.
get so bored. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like these guys that get a ton of wins. Like OP Mark, great player, gets a lot of wins, but it's like they get a lot of kills too, but it's for part of the game. You know, you're sitting on a rooftop waiting in a position. It's like I don't want to do that. I mean, I could if I wanted to win and do better, I guess. If I wanted to play smart, I could, because I understand how to do it from watching people like that. But it just gets so boring at times. We've tried it and we hate it. It's boring.
Yeah.
I would rather just not win and maybe get a few more kills. I don't know. Yeah, we usually just end up getting too aggressive. Either we get too aggressive or just too dumb. That's where we usually land.
Yeah.
And I don't think we have a solid answer for that because we don't really know how. Watch somebody better than us. If you're talking about Warzone and you want to balance your aggression, watch OP Marked maybe, because he gets a ton of wins. His KD is 6.0. He's got like 30,000 kills. And it's because they're smart. They're smart players. That's what it comes down to.
Their positioning is just so much better than everyone else's.
Yeah.
So they can camp a building and also get a lot of kills. But there are times for like 10 minutes where there will be no action. And they'll have everything they need and they'll just be like sitting on a roof for literally 10 minutes. But then eventually shit gets real hot. And then shit gets crazy. What about Search and Destroy?
Search and Destroy in public matches is just so boring. I do the same thing. I mean, if you're playing like competitive search with like a squad, like back in my Call of Duty 4 days, like that was very fun. But it's because like you're playing a squad versus squad, like a group that has played together for months against another group. That's very fun. But it's like when it comes to public matches and you have 4 or 5 or like 4 or 5 random people in your group, public match search is never going to be fun because your teammates are always just going to be dumb anyways. You're usually not going to win. You're going to face like a 3 or a 4 stack. So, I mean, that's why I don't play Search and Destroy. It's boring.
Mm-hmm.
It like watching it competitively is fun. Like watching CDL even though I prefer mouse and keyboard gameplay, that's exciting. But then you go and play it yourself and it's not, because public matches play entirely different.
And there's something on the line when you watch CDL. Like, oh, fuck, if they lose their spot. But
Like
in your fucking pub match, it doesn't matter.
Dude, like, it used to get intense even when we played in COD 4. If you were in like a clutch situation to like keep your team like from losing that match or something, my heart would be beating out of my chest.
Yeah.
Because it immediately, like, if you lose like a 1v1 or a 1v2, everyone just gets so mad. Everyone just leaves voice chat and doesn't even say anything, which is worse than them bitching to you, right?
True.
Everyone would just like leave the match immediately. You would hear them sigh and be like, fuck, or something like that. And then everyone would just leave voice and that'd be the end of it. Everyone would be pissed at each other.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's something on the line. When it's public matches, it's just boring and dumb. It's like, who cares?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So your question was, should we all be more aggressive or scared for the sake of a W? Thanks. Depends on you. It sounds like your play style is just not conducive to search at all. So I would say stop playing search if you want to play aggressive, because you can't play aggressively in search and win. No one, you can maybe sneak in some wins here and there, but in general, it doesn't work. People literally just camp bomb sites in search. That's the point of the game mode is you camp your bomb and don't die. Like, that's the point. So you're not going to be able to just like play aggressively and like win consistently. You'll get wins that way, but not often. And far more often than that, you're just going to get shit on. So play a different game mode if you want to play aggressively at all than search. I don't know why you would want to do that, but there's a reason none of the pros ever blitz in search. Ever. I've never seen it once. They don't just say, okay, this round we're going to fucking just sprint at B. Like, no one does it because it doesn't work. So stop playing search if you want to play aggressively. But the real thing is, should you be more aggressive or more scared for the sake of a W? What do you enjoy more? Do you enjoy playing aggressively more, or do you get more enjoyment out of winning? Both answers are like fine. Like, you know, I would rather win a Warzone match than get a bunch of kills. Tanner disagrees with that, so then we lose. And it's all Tanner's fault, right? But
okay.
I would rather like win Warzone. But like in you know, that's why I don't like BRs that much. Because I want to win, but I also want to play aggressively. That's why you should queue for Hardpoint, where you can do both, and playing aggressively will help you win. You know? So, I don't know. That's what I would say. But as for Warzone, again, yeah, what do you enjoy more? When you queue for that match, are you trying to get a cool clip for your TikTok? Don't try and win in that case. In that case, you should try and be as aggressive as possible, but don't expect to win the game. But if you're not doing it for your TikTok, then you have to ask yourself, would I rather get 10 kills and lose, or get 5 kills and win this game? What would make me have more fun tonight? Answer that honestly and proceed. But neither answer is like correct. But just know that for Warzone and search, the more aggressively you play, the higher the chance you do not win. That's the cost benefit there. So, and if you play enough, you'll know when you can afford to be aggressive and when you can't. Because sometimes the correct play in Warzone is to push. You know, like, all right, the circle's coming here. They have the only building. They may or may not see us. I'm not really sure. But if we don't push these guys now and go fucking heads up, then we're absolutely going to lose in the next 2 minutes. So we need to be aggressive to win. Sometimes those things align, like in that case. But you have to play a lot to like know when that's the case. So, yeah, I would say, I mean, we've said this before. Go watch OP Marked on Twitch. He's like number 3 all-time wins. And he plays on keyboard and mouse.
He's number 2 now.
Is he really? Let's go, dude.
And he always plays with Iron. He's number 1. So, of course, they get a bunch of wins.
Damn. Yeah.
Imagine joining a lobby and you're playing against the number 1 and the number 2.
I'd be so mad on the same
win
team.
leaderboards.
Yeah, they're just, yeah. So, but yeah, if you watch them, you'll learn the strats for winning. And then you can look at that and say, would this be fun if I played this way? Some people will say yes. Some people will say no. And also, it's harder than it looks. That's my last thing. But we've talked about that before. So, anyways. Good question. Next one. From Chewy. Again. If your Dropshot partner fell unconscious and needed CPR to make it, what does CPR stand for? I'm going to look it up. Would you administer it?
No. Next question.
Okay. I'm going to look up what CPR means.
I mean, of course I would. I would to anybody.
Yeah.
Do I know how to provide CPR? Oh, of course not.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Interesting.
I wouldn't know how to do it, so I wouldn't be of any help.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'd try, I guess. Stick my dick in his mouth, maybe. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the dumbest question I've ever seen. Of course I would. Now, again, I'm not a fucking EMT, so I wouldn't know if he needs CPR or if he needs an epinephrine shot. And also, I don't know how to do CPR really either. I know the basic idea. I just pump on his chest and then like blow air into his mouth or something. So, but if I like knew he needed CPR, of course I would. I'm not, dude, we were born in 92. We're not like homophobic. It's not gay.
Well,
we're actually not homophobic. I don't know what that noise was. We might use some homophobic epithets in our weakest moments, but we're not actually homophobic.
In our weakest moments, yeah. I don't like the term homophobic. That's a dumb word. It is a dumb term.
Yeah, agreed.
It's the dumbest term I've ever heard.
Yeah.
The SJW can suck me off for that one.
That might be a topic for a Mixer stream. But
yeah.
Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, like to anyone. I don't care. I'm not like, it's not going to suddenly make me gay to put my lips on Tanner's mouth.
Well, you don't know what effect I have.
Okay, I'll ask Sierra. Yeah, of course I would. That's dumb. What am I gonna let him die and say, nah, it's too homo if I like gave him CPR?
That shit homo.
Like,
yeah.
That's hella sus, bro. Like, yikes, of course I would. So dumb.
Just do chest compression so you two don't kiss and fall in love.
Yeah.
You are wrong. Quiet.
For sure, keep that in mind. I don't know if I could find Tanner's mouth behind that thick fucking mustache either, too.
Yeah.
To be honest.
True, actually.
So.
Actually true.
Real quick, Jada Pinkett with the 1,000 biddies. Princess Leia with the 100. And dividing by 10 once again, segment 3 with the 10 biddies. Let's go. Jesus. Jada Pinkett Smith. Princess Leia segment. Thank you. Boys and girl for the support. Honored, humbled, and privileged. Mike Tyson or Roy Jones Jr.? I don't know. Probably Roy Jones Jr. unless he gets knocked out in round 1. He's way smaller. So his energy would be way better. I don't know how many rounds it is either, though. So I have no idea. But Jada, thank you very much. Princess Leia, I appreciate it. Segment, thank you as well. And sorry about your fat loads segment, which is perhaps a topic for another time. So let's move on. Steel Switch. Do you miss the shit talking in the lobbies between multiplayer matches when the same people would just stay together match to match? Tanner.
Oh, of course we do. Yeah, there was shit talking on BO4, but there wasn't enough because since it was PC only, I feel like we didn't get enough, right? Most people just didn't even talk on their mics.
No one talked to their mic, but there would be quite a bit of spicy text chat.
There'd be a lot of text chat. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we had little like crews we would go up against, like Cuba's group and stuff like that.
Remember Peen? Those fucking rats.
The Peen guys, those were. Hey,
they weren't very good. That's the thing.
They all just used rampages.
Yes. Yeah.
They were like a 4-second. They used rampages. They can suck me off. I wonder what they're doing right now. I think
hopefully they shot themselves in game, of course.
I wonder if that guy we saw running the Peen tag was actually one of them. Because I feel like didn't his name look familiar or something too?
I don't remember his name looking familiar. I just remember the tag being familiar.
Well, he was probably using a Spaz 12 because he's a fucking rat.
Yeah. Well.
But of course we miss it. I mean, I think the lobbies are somewhat sticking together, or it's just skill base is so much more strict this year. I'm not kidding. I've seen more people that whose name I recognize in the first week, 2 weeks of Cold War than I did in all of Modern Warfare. That never happened in Modern Warfare. And I've seen a lot of like the bigger streamers and stuff talking about this lately. There's like, dude, this skill base is way more strict than Modern Warfare. There's no way. And usually I'm like, okay, but the game's new. There's a lot of sweats on, etc. But yeah, that we did not see that many people that we recognize. Like even
dude, Symphony was in Nate Gibson's lobby for like 3 games on stream today. Yeah. And they're both like top tier players, so no skill base though.
Does Sim know of Nate? I wonder.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. He should, because Nate's better than him. But yeah,
that's correct. Yes. Symphony Simps Malding, by the way. But go watch Nate Gibson, friend of the pod. Go watch him on stream.
Yeah,
he's the best Call of Duty player I've ever.
I actually need to watch Sim play multiplayer because I've never seen him. But also, I don't want to since he's grinding hardcore. I'd rather just not watch.
He's playing mostly core. Low cap's dumb. But he's doing like weapon camos. So like a lot of the time he's not like sweating.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He posted camos. Like one of the screenshots he posted earlier when he got diamond LMGs. It said like hardcore TDM or something.
Oh.
So he low cap's right. But anyways, I want a lot of shit to be talked, but also I almost don't care. I usually have voice turned off in this game because people talk too often. So maybe I don't care anymore. Like 5 years ago I would have, but I'm a boomer now. I don't. You're shit either way. You know, I don't care. I don't have to tell you that. I've gotten over that. You're shit, right?
Yeah. I agree with that. Like, yeah. I mean, I liked it. But now in my age, I like hearing them get mauled more than I like talking myself. Very occasionally, I'll join in the fray, mostly with a soundboard, which makes them even more mad, which is really funny. But yeah, I don't know. I don't miss it that much, really. But yeah, when I was younger, that was like the best part of playing Call of Duty.
It's even funnier when they're talking shit to you and you don't respond, which you're the one that taught me that. And I've pretty much mostly do that now, where when people like say shit to you, you just ignore them and it makes them so much angrier.
True.
It's so like when you just argue with them, that's what they want. So when they're like saying a bunch of things, typing, talking in voice chat, and you just ignore them. Oh my God, it's so funny.
Yeah. Because they just want attention.
They want attention. Actually, yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, if you just ignore them, they're just talking to themselves. So yeah, that is the play. So anyways, let's move on here. What do you think, Tanner? Page 10 and then we can game, or what are you thinking?
Finish page 10?
Yeah.
Should we actually, did you read Viking's question? Should we actually hit him up and do that another week?
We could do
read
Vikings.
The last line.
Yeah, we could end with Vikings. Yeah, I know. I'm not doing that, but if you want to, you can.
So we'll just do it. Okay. No, we'll just do it then.
You can hit him up if you want. I'm not.
No, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you just stream for 24 hours straight anyways, so.
Yeah, we'll address him at another time. Rise and shine. I have a 144 hertz monitor and a GPU pushing 170 FPS in multiplayer. Okay. Is my viewing experience in fact capped at 144 FPS since that's how many times a second my monitor refreshes? Would it be a waste to buy a 30 series GPU unless I upgrade my monitor? Okay, Tanner can misinform you and then I'll help you out. So, Tanner.
Okay. I mean, the more frames it's going to be better. And if you're at 170 and your monitor is 144, then that's really ideal. Because you want your frames usually to be higher than your refresh rate anyways. It's like, since we have 240 refresh rate monitors,
yeah.
I don't ever want to go below 240, really. That's where I would love to be. The other thing about this is if you're buying a 30 series GPU, I don't know why you're asking this question about a monitor. Buy a 240 hertz monitor.
True.
You can get them for like 250 bucks now. You're going to drop $800 on a video card and then you don't want to buy a less than $300 monitor?
Yeah.
Damn it, rise and shine.
That's a good point.
But it wouldn't be a waste right now to buy a 30 series. I mean, you should upgrade, but if you can't for like a year or however many months, then it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So,
okay, here's a good example.
I'm gonna go pee.
Okay, you have a 144 hertz monitor. Imagine your FPS is 200 on a 144 hertz monitor, and then you play the video game for a minute. Now imagine you're on a 144 hertz monitor and you're getting 500,000 frames per second. Your screen refreshes 144 times, but this will look different at 500,000 FPS than it does at 200 FPS. You always want more FPS no matter what your hertz is. And also, you always want more hertz no matter what your FPS is. Because they're both just updating information for you. So if your screen refreshes 144 times in a second, and your computer's pushing 300 frames, then on refresh number 140 of your monitor, you will get a closer to real-time picture from your GPU, since you're at 300 FPS, than if your GPU was also doing 144 frames per second. I don't know if that quite makes sense, but if you actually think about this, you always want more frames, doesn't matter what your hertz are, and you always want more hertz, doesn't matter what your frames are. You would prefer more FPS over more hertz if you had to pick one or the other. But you always want them both to be as fast as possible. Because in either case, you're getting the most information as updated as you possibly can. So, your viewing experience is capped. You're seeing 144 frames per second on a 144 hertz monitor, no matter what your frames are, given that they're over 144. But if you're getting 1,000 frames per second versus 150 frames per second on a 144 hertz monitor, the 1,000 frames per second computer is better because for each of those 144 monitor refreshes that happen in a second, you're getting a more updated frame from your computer. So it's better to have more frames at no matter what. So if you're 144 hertz, 150 frames is one thing, 1,000 frames is better, even though your screen's only refreshing 144 times a second. Because on each refresh, you're getting a more updated picture of the game state. That is the explanation. So no, it would not be a waste for you to go to a 30 series card with a 144 hertz monitor, because more frames is always going to be better. But as Tanner said, if you can afford the expense to get a 30 series GPU, then you should just get a 240 hertz monitor along with it for sure. I would agree. I would agree with that. So, but yeah, it's a good question. And that same principle, by the way, applies to monitor refresh rates too. So, more refreshes, it's all more updated information to your dumb eyeballs. That's what you want. So, anyways, let's move on here. Linaris Leo. Hey guys, love the show. I've been listening a lot lately, and a thought occurred to me. Listen to the Patreon pitch at the end. I think to myself, basically, I'd love to hear more episodes, but I don't use Patreon for any other thing and won't join just for one channel. There are probably a good number of people in that boat. I know you make more money from Patreon, but as you guys grow in size, I wonder, is there a way to offer additional content through Twitch or YouTube or similar platform that would have a larger number of users? And two, would it soon potentially make more financial sense to offer content that way? Whereas 5 subs for $5 is $25 on Patreon in the pocket, 15 subs by $3 is $45 somewhere else. So even though it's less money per sub, you get more gross revenue, is the point there. Just examples. I don't stream or know the takeaway. Yeah, your point's well taken. I'm sure you guys have discussed this in depth. Basically, just wanted to know if there was any other options for additional content, and would you consider them? Interesting question. Tanner, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, we've talked about this on Patreon episodes. I don't think we've ever really mentioned it here. Well, not in depth, but I don't know how much more we can do when we're still working. Like tonight, we started the pod at 7:05 p.m. You went live at 6:30. I wasn't even able to get online till 6:50. So it's like, I don't have time to look at anything. So it's like, if this was an actual episode, I would have been screwed, right? I don't even have time to view anything hardly before we get on. It's just like, I don't know what we can do right now to provide more content unless we didn't have our normal jobs. I don't know. I mean, like I've talked about, I switched to 4 days a week, so I work 4 10s now instead of 5 8s. So this is really like this week coming up is like the first week really that, I mean, it already started, but it's like it happened for 1 week and then it was like Thanksgiving. Then I was gone again or something. I don't know. But so this coming week is like the first one where it's actually like I work Monday, then I have Tuesday off. I work Wednesday, then I have Thursday off. Then I work Friday, Saturday. So it's like I'm going to have an extra day off this next week. But it doesn't really matter too much when it comes to our content and us necessarily, because Raz still has to work. So the only thing is like I'll have time to do more of my own things, maybe for my stream, maybe start streaming one of those days, an extra day. But I don't like already doing 4 episodes a month. It's like this month we're going to get them all out, but it's literally going to take us until the last day of the month to get the last episode out. So it's like if we had promised 6 episodes a month, literally wouldn't have happened. I don't know how we would have done that. I mean, we would have made it work, but it's like it would have been a struggle to do like the last 2 episodes. So I don't know how we can provide more content at this point if we're still working essentially. Mm-hmm. That's where I'm at. Because believe me, I would love to. I just don't know how.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. And I think, Leo, what you're asking is like, I want to give, or I'm thinking of giving money to the program like you guys are trying to do with Patreon, but I'm not going to make a Patreon account because you'd be the only show I like subscribe to on Patreon. Therefore, would it be possible for you guys to instead ask for a similar kind of thing, like a Patreon subscription, but on a platform that more people use, such as YouTube? That's a good question. The answer is no, though. Like, YouTube doesn't offer the same type of model, nor does Facebook, nor does anything else that I know of that has more endemic users than Patreon does. So I see your point, but there are very few websites, actually, that I've found that do that kind of thing. So YouTube doesn't. If it did, I would have used it, even if I could charge less money, because I would get more supporters, because they already have a YouTube account. Like, that's a good point, and I agree with you, but there's just no alternative to Patreon that I know of. There might be one, but if there is, it's probably not more popular than Patreon.
No.
Which would make Patreon a better option for the point that you brought up, Leo, which is that, hey, I don't have a fucking Parler account. I'm not going to make one. It's like, okay, well then that's not an option at all. So yeah, there's unfortunately, there's just no other options. I don't think. But your point is well taken. There's just no way around it. Unfortunately. But a lot of people know Patreon, and even if people don't have Patreon accounts, everyone's like heard of it. So they know basically how it works. So Patreon works for most people. In your case, you're not willing to. Totally fine, obviously. But a lot of people are brand new to Patreon, but they join just to join our Patreon, and we very much appreciate it. And also, that's true for us for Twitch too. We have a ton of people in Twitch chat all the time now who are never on Twitch until they heard this program, and then we like kind of convince them to come on. So I think we've been doing the same for Patreon, but yeah, your point's well taken, but no, there's really no alternatives. So anyway, good question. Vanilla Sausage. I recently switched to PC. My KD has gone up like crazy with controller. Okay. I play with mouse and keyboard on multiplayer and shred kids, but in Warzone, I'm dog shit. This is the least surprising thing that's the least surprising statement I've ever seen in my life. Any advice on what I can do to adjust, Tanner?
My KD has gone up like crazy. Well, yeah, I mean, at Warzone, you're at longer distances, so of course you can't aim. I mean, that's pretty much it. You just got to keep practicing. I think people switch from controller to gaming on a mouse and keyboard for the first time ever and just immediately think they're going to be good. And you're not going to. That usually doesn't happen. I mean, there's a small amount of people out there. One of the Team EXE guys, I think it's like Noonie or something. I think that's his name, Noonie maybe.
Yeah,
he
familiar.
apparently
Noonies.
has been gaming on mouse and keyboard for like less than 6 months, and he's way better than either of us, and way better than we'll ever be. He's fucking nuts. It's like there are very few cases where that's possible, but I mean, you just have to put in the time and just practice. I mean, I've played first-person shooters on mouse and keyboard for like 14 years, probably 15, 16 years, probably like 14 years realistically. So it's like, for how long I've played, I should be way better than I am, really, but I'm not, right? I should be the best. I should be the best player in Call of Duty history, but I'm not. So it's not just gonna happen. Again, like we've said numerous times this dumb episode, try an aim trainer out.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help you.
Yeah.
Because I really understand. I get what Raz is saying when he says like change your grip up and stuff, because it's like something that's hard to test when you're playing in multiplayer. Exactly. And it's like you can't really tell if it's making a difference, because it's like, okay, maybe you'll switch your grip and then you'll get killed from behind. That's not your fault. It doesn't have anything to do with your aim. You're not actually making progress that way. Just because, you may switch to a different grip and you're doing way worse KD wise, but that doesn't mean you're doing worse. It may mean you're not seeing people and you're getting killed from angles. You're getting killed by score streaks. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, there's way too many variables.
So if you actually want to know like how you can improve, then yeah, maybe try something like that. But most of it, it's just you're at range, so it's going to be harder to aim. It could be your sensitivity's a little bit too high. Maybe lower your sensitivity. Mess with that a bit, see where you feel more comfortable. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I don't have really much to add. Keyboard and mouse for Modern Warfare multiplayer, I think, is probably in general better than controller, so it's unsurprising that you're doing well there, as long as you're somewhat competent with a keyboard and mouse. But in Warzone, I mean, you're trying to shoot people that are, literally 150 meters away. You have to have real fucking good aim to do that, or you have to have aim assist. So you're going to do worse on keyboard and mouse if you're new in Warzone at 150 meters than you will on controller with aim assist. Because aim assist will help you a lot. And the farther away someone is, the more helpful aim assist is. And we've beaten this to death, so I won't go too much into it. But this is, I'll echo Tanner's sentiment here. This shouldn't surprise you. This is what you would expect to be the case. And lower your sense is a great option. And aim trainer is another great option. But do not expect to have the aim assist consistency that you used to have in Warzone when you were on a controller on a keyboard and mouse. Because at those far ranges, it's just not going to happen. Right away. You're gonna have to. Yeah. You're gonna have to either play for a while or do some rigorous aim training, or both. But you can eventually get close. But you're never gonna be as good as a computer at 150 meters with a keyboard and mouse. It's impossible. I mean, it's literally impossible. You can get real close, but you're never gonna be as good. But you'll be way better up close because you can move your reticle much more quickly than a controller can. So
yeah,
pros and cons.
There's something else I was gonna say and I forgot it. It's gone. Yeah, I don't.
It's gone. I will interrupt me if you think of it. Okay, so here we go. Next series is from the Dropshot Patriarch. Our one and only Dark Matter patron, the Vaping Viking, who asks, would have been your most positive... He asked a couple questions. We're going to take these one by one. What's been your most positive and negative podcast experience? This is an interesting question. Tanner.
Well, for sure, my most positive experiences were getting crazy donations and shit I would have never imagined ever.
Same.
I mean, the Dropshot community is pretty fucking nuts. So I mean,
they're the dumbest people on the internet.
Some of these nights when we've literally been gifted over 1,000 United States dollars. It's not like it's happening every week. So, it's happened on occasion. I mean, that's for sure the most positive. It's just like mind blowing, actually. It's like, holy shit, like what? That's insane. Like we really appreciate that. So those have been the positives for sure. Not just because it's all about the money, because it's not, because when I started this, I never thought that was the case. We just started it to have fun. Raz may have a different opinion on that, but mine was just like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But now,
That's
it's like, oh wow,
true, actually.
Yeah, literally the most. Oh yeah, whatever. I don't care. That's been pretty crazy. In terms of negatives, I can't really think of any negative podcast experiences. I mean, we haven't really had to deal with too many weird people or anything. It's been surprisingly mellow. I would say the only negative is trying to balance time between our other jobs, the podcast, and for me, like my wife and other things. It's just trying to figure out how to fit things in, where to fit things in. Got to plan my days off, what I'm going to do this day, need to get this done on this day, etc. So we can like record that night or whatever. Just different things like that. It's not even really negative. It's just slightly more difficult than it was before.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's an interesting question, Mike. So most positive, the amount of United States dollars we've gotten from this program is fucking insane. It's actually absurd. So that's definitely a huge positive, obviously. Number one for the fucking money, obviously, but the money doesn't feel that like, how do I word this? The money we get from this program does not feel very much like a Christmas present from a rich aunt to me, because all of the money that I've earned from this podcast plus my own money, I've literally spent on shit for the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I joke that you guys are getting scammed and you're wasting your money. All of these things are true, of course, but all of the all of the dollars we've gotten, like, I bought this camera for the podcast, which was extremely expensive. I bought this extremely expensive microphone, and these are both things that the only reason I need a microphone or a camera,
I bought this fake plant,
are for the podcast. Because if I didn't stream, I never would have spent $2,000 on a camera. I never would have spent $400 on a microphone. I literally wouldn't use them if I didn't do the podcast. So like all the money we've been getting, I've been reinvesting it, like into things like that, and the website, which is going to be another $6,000. There's other things too. I can't really think of them right now, but
your computer. Did you say that?
I bought my computer before the podcast.
We've upgraded things for it.
Yeah, but that's not really for the benefit of the podcast. I wouldn't consider a 3090 FTW3 Ultra Edition graphical processing unit by EVGA to
I guess it's more yeah.
That was like a personal expense. I wouldn't count that.
Also, since you don't stream gameplay, then yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like all the money we've gotten from the stream, like I really appreciate it, and it is fucking insane, but it hasn't felt like a gift. And I'm not complaining about that. There's nothing I would want to do with it other than reinvest it. That's why I did that. So that has been very positive. All that to say, that's been very positive. But if I really think about it, I think the most positive experience I've ever had with this podcast was the first Instagram DM I got. Do you remember this, Tanner? Because I sent it to you and I was so excited, dude.
I don't remember that one specifically, but I remember like the first ones in general. We were like, what the hell?
Yeah, dude. We had been doing the podcast for not very long. It was less than 2 months we were doing the podcast. And I want to say it was less than 1 month. But I got this Instagram DM from some person who found the podcast on like episode 10 and was like, dude, I've listened to all the episodes. Like, I love what you guys are doing. It's so awesome. Keep it up. And I was so excited, dude. I was so excited. I was like, damn, people actually like listening to this. That's crazy. Because it's a podcast about a video game, right? That's crazy. That was probably my singular most positive experience thus far. Because it was just like, it was a positive thing. They were being very sincere and nice to do that. They went to all the effort to like find me on Instagram and then write a DM, which is quite a bit of effort actually for some fucking podcast that you like. Like, I would never do that ever. And it was surprising because I didn't expect any feedback ever, let alone where we are today. It's fucking absurd. So another reason that was a really positive experience is because it was the first glimmer of hope. Like, oh, maybe we can like do this shit full time. You know, which is still to be decided, of course, but it was the first like ray of sunshine in that regard. And that was like very positive for me. So, and now I get a ton of a ton of nice comments in my DMs, very often. And I appreciate all of them. But they're less surprising now.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. And it's like,
so they don't have the same
impact. It's things like guys in Finland DMing us and be like, oh, like, I'd love to send you guys like some local beers.
Or some
like things
fish
like
heads or whatever they eat there, yeah.
Well, yeah, whatever it is, some Eskimo pies or something. Yeah, it's like things like that is just wow, that is cool. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And then as for negative experiences, none. Dude, I've had plenty of experiences running this podcast that most people would consider negative experiences. But I was bred in a laboratory to exist online. Because you are fake news. I just don't fucking care, dude.
You really don't. It's actually crazy.
Care, dude. People write like shitty reviews, or they
well, they don't. They're all 5 stars, but yeah.
They are, of course, all 5 stars, so that was fake news. But they'll like comment something like mean on Instagram, or someone in chat and on Twitch will be like a cunt or whatever.
How about that one kid that's commented something negative on every YouTube video for the last month?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and he stopped, of course, because he got completely ignored, which is, the easiest strat. But, like, we've had plenty of experiences that most people would consider negative, but I don't know. I'm just built different, and I just actually don't care. So, like, I've had experiences that were not positive, and they were objectively negative, but I actually just, like, I'm totally apathetic about it. And the reason for that is because the ratio of positive feedback to negative feedback we get is literally like 50-1. So it's very easy for me to ignore these negative, like, whatever, interactions or like listeners.
Cocksuckers, yeah.
Cocksuckers, whatever. Literally 60 IQ individuals. I just don't care. I just don't care. And again, especially compared to like how many people are enjoying it, and compared to how many fucking like grown ass professional people enjoy this program, it's like, okay, well, this 17-year-old's malding about our last episode because we bagged on controller users, but also I have a partner at a fucking law firm. I have a fucking senior manager at like a top 5 accounting firm. I've got a independently wealthy drug runner named the Vaping Viking who all love the show. Like, those are people whose opinions I will respect more on any topic than this fucking rat who's getting all mauled saying whatever he's saying. So, yeah, I don't really have any negative podcast experiences, really. Just like trying to make things work is, it gets tough sometimes, but it's not, I wouldn't call it negative. That's fucking life. So,
yeah.
Anyways, let's pediatricians, doctors. There's a lot, doc. Relax.
He's malding, bro.
I'll just go fuck myself. Dr. J Webb, friend of the pod. That was funny, Doc. There's a bunch of people, dude. Relax. You're too young for me to respect your opinion. Let's put it that way. That's a joke.
Damn.
That's a joke. Okay.
Is he younger than us?
He might be like a year younger than us, but he's like our age.
Jesus, that's embarrassing. We have a podcast about a video game, and he's a doctor.
We're doing a podcast about a video game.
Jesus, we're such shit, bro.
Making less than $20 an hour at our jobs. Okay.
Holy shit.
What is your greatest personal achievement? Also from the Vaping Viking, Tanner.
Wow. Fuck. My greatest personal achievement. It was honestly probably getting married, seriously. Because like we were like good friends all throughout high school, and it was like kind of one of those things at the time where you like think about, it's like, oh, like I like this girl, but like I don't want to tell her, you know. It was shit like that. So like the fact that like it ended up like this, yeah, okay, cocksucker. The fact like it ended up.
I'm just bitter. Go on.
Well, yeah, you're malding. That's probably it, honestly. Getting married to somebody that like, yeah. Because we were like best friends throughout high school, so it was like we both knew it, but both of us were too afraid to tell each other because we were 17, right? So I think that's my greatest achievement, is getting married.
Yeah. Interesting. By the way, I've met Tanner's wife. They are perfect for each other. See, they're like very similar.
Well, she's a piece of shit, just like me.
She's a fucking rat like you, yeah.
She's the female piece of shit version of me, yeah.
Exactly. So they get along
probably even worse, actually.
Well, maybe. I wouldn't be in a position to know that, but I'll keep it in mind for sure.
Yeah.
Greatest personal achievement. I don't know. I don't conceive of my life in this way. I'm very hedonistic. I don't think about achievements or legacy or shit.
I don't know what that word means. What does that mean? Hedonistic?
Like enjoying pleasures. It's like getting drunk, fucking, mouth fucking, doing drugs, which are illegal.
Engaged in the pursuit of pleasure. Yeah. Essentially self-indulgent. Okay, yeah, that's you for sure.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I don't know. I don't care about the legacy, achieving things. I don't want to be on Mount Rushmore. I don't give a shit about that. Once I'm dead, I stop existing, so I don't care what happens afterwards. So I just want to enjoy the moments of my life. So I don't conceive of my life as a series of achievements. And a lot of people do, especially in America, which is why this is an interesting question.
It's all about that.
Yeah. Which I think is just there's definitely some utility to it, but it's also, if that's the only way that you conceive of your life, that's a real sad way to squander your 80 years of life here. Like, oh, I just want to like achieve things that I don't enjoy achieving. Not that I'm saying that that's, what Viking does or is implying, but nonetheless, I'm just making it clear. I don't think of my life in this way. But if I had to say anything, cue the fucking get ready to laugh, everyone. The Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast is my greatest personal achievement.
That's a good answer, actually.
I swear to God.
They already called it in chat anyways.
Yeah, of course. So like from the outside, if I just downloaded my life onto other people, they would probably say something dumb like, oh, he graduated, he got a bachelor's degree in philosophy with a 4.0 major GPA. Right? Some people might say that was my greatest achievement up to this point. But I don't think of it that way at all, because I don't know. I just don't think of it that way. Or they could say getting second degree black belt in Shotokan karate.
Okay, we get it.
Maybe that would be my greatest.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, there are other things too. Not really. That would make the short list. But yeah, no. In my view, the podcast, because I've been trying to like make like a space for myself online, doing content, trying to make a living out of it for like 7 years, and I've catastrophically failed every time until January of 2020. Now, have I made a living here? No, but closer than I've ever been. So this is the thing I'm most proud of. It's the thing I'm most excited about. It's the thing that I think about all the time. So I'd say this is my greatest personal achievement so far. We'll see what the fuck happens with it, of course. But yeah, I love this program. This is what I'm most proud of and most focused on. Because this is something that Tanner and I really just carved this bitch out for ourselves from nothing. From nothing, boys. From nothing. I had very, very little following online. And the following I did have online was for an MMORPG that was dead called Star Wars The Old Republic. Tanner...
You still had people watching it, though.
Yeah.
Watching you.
But how many people watched our first podcast stream? Like 3 or 4?
Yeah.
So, like, basically, we started this bitch from nothing, and now we're somewhere. We haven't made it or anything. I'm not fucking Jake Paul. But still, you know, I'm very proud of what we've done. So, that's what I would say.
Our 100th episode is, like, it's just a week before our first episode, or like it was exactly almost 1 year after our first episode, because it was January 16th was our first one you uploaded, and our 100th episode, I just looked through my calendar, if I did it correctly, will be January 10th.
Dude.
No, wait, did I do it wrong?
Okay, wait.
Maybe it's February 10th.
I'll do the quick maths here.
Quick maths here.
So we're on 85.
It'll be close.
So 95.
Well,
97. Oh, nope. Okay, start over. 87. 89. Okay. 89, 91, 93, 95, 97, 99, 100. December 9th will be our 100th episode.
December 9th? That's not right.
We do 2 episodes a week.
December 9th? That's in like a week.
Oh, yeah, we're on the 28th. I'm retarded. Okay, start over. Wait, okay. So 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. Oh, yeah. 91, 93, 95, 97, 99. Yeah, the 23rd of January. Yeah. You were right.
So like within a week of when we did the first episode.
So our 100th episode would be on the 20th, which is a Wednesday, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we're going to change that to a Saturday, but yeah.
We'll change it to that Saturday. It'll be our 1 year anniversary / 100th episode extravaganza. And it's going to be a banger. I don't know what we're doing yet, but it's going to be a banger.
I'll decide if I want to be there. Maybe a birthday cake? Get a birthday cake delivered?
Well, you're going to text me on Instagram an hour before the program and say, hey, by the way, I can't make it. I forgot. I'm supposed to go get fucking fondue at Piano with my wife, so.
Yeah. I'll keep that in mind for sure.
All right. So this next one is for me, I guess. Casey, what would you do with your free time if there weren't any books, video games, internet, social media? Boy. If there weren't any books, video games, internet, or social media, I genuinely don't know. What would anyone do?
Yeah,
I don't know. I would start.
He's so confused.
Fuck. No books. If there were books, I would just say read. But if there were none of those things, I would probably join like whatever equivalent to a college there would be and try to be a teacher there. Because there was a time like this, like during the time of Socrates. but they wrote shit down in the time of Socrates. I don't know if they were actual books. So I don't know if I'm allowed to write down on scrolls or papyrus or whatever. But I would join some kind of like college or equivalent and do that like full time. Because what the fuck else are you going to do?
Yeah.
I have to engage my brain in some way. I'm not going to go be a fucking triathlete. Triathlete? Doesn't matter. So that was a question. Tanner, what would you do with your free time if there weren't any river rat vehicles, camping, video games, internet, or wife? Oh, yeah, I'd be trying to fuck all the time, actually. That's my answer.
I think there's a lot of different answers. I guess just like spend time, like more time with your parents and family and shit like that. Basically just spend more time with people, I guess. Like more time with your friends. Just get in the car, drive around, maybe drive up the coast, you know, visit some places, do some exploring. Oh wait, camping is on there. Well, I don't have to camp. I can just drive, stay in a hotel, get shit on bike. I think mostly just like spend time with friends like you used to in, you know, middle school, shit like that, high school. Always with the boys, always hanging out, always, dude. It's just like all the time.
With my friends, yeah, true.
Yeah, just like all the time. I used to go to like Joey's house or Ben's, or usually not Gabe's. Usually we would like go somewhere else, but like together.
Mm-hmm.
And like we just go to Ben's house and just like get in the car and like drive to Wendy's, go back to Ben's, go swimming for like a half hour. I don't know, just like literally anything, you know. I don't know what we would do. We just hang out and go do dumb shit.
Yeah.
I probably just a lot of that. That's pretty much that would be it. I mean, what else can you do without video games? Video games, internet, are literally that's like what I do. Like between video games, internet, and wife, that's actually 99% of my free time.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. The friends thing is a good point actually, because I used to do that when I was a kid. When I was like 18 to like 22.
Yeah. Go out, maybe, you know, do more shit like that. 18 to like 24. Yeah, I was like in college, community college, then real college. It was just a fucking beer pong all the time. Buy some whores, maybe.
Buy some whores.
Go to Vegas. Hookah, go split a whore.
Smoke hash. Do coke. I mean, I would do these things. I've never
I wouldn't do any of that.
Things, of course.
I'm straight edge, so I don't drink or do drugs.
We'll keep that in mind. So, and then the last part of this question, 4 questions, $50 per question to the best answer. Okay. DM me the day you're doing them so I don't miss the app. You'll figure it out. Thanks in advance. Viking,
this is how we'll know if Vikings is listening to the episodes.
True.
Yeah, we'll see how long it takes him to respond.
Yeah. I'm not going to...
He's just never going to respond.
Actually.
Shit on.
I'm not going to DM you like some rat because I need money. I'm not going to DM you and say, hey, by the way, dude, I'm going live. I really hope to see you. Smile. And everyone knows the subtext there. I'm not doing it. So you've given us too much money already, so stop it. But they were good questions, so thank you for the question. Actually, the first question was good. The second question was good. No, they were all pretty good.
They were all good. They were very good questions, yeah.
The last 2 were middling, but the first 2 were very good for sure. So anyway, thank you, Mike. So yeah, Tanner, anything to add?
Yeah, I need more like restrictions on that last question there. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
No, that's it. I'm gonna restart because my sound's kind of screwed up. So if we're done, then I'm gonna restart.
Yeah, restart. Tell me when you go live. We're gonna wrap this bitch up. So, thank you all again for asking these questions. Deacon Cheese with the 5 gifted subs just for that answer, which is Tanner's answer of his greatest personal achievement being marrying his wife, I believe, brings a tear to a man's eye. So Tanner gave you a beautiful answer, and then I got 5 gifted subs. Let's go. That is a double whammy of fantastic right there, dude. Thank you, Deacon. I love you, brother. Deeply honored, humbled, and privileged. 5 gifted subs. That's a lot of subs. A lot of scratch. Much appreciated, dude. And Race the Train with the gifty boy as well. Let's go. boys, thank you very much, Race. I appreciate you for the gifty boy, and Deacon as well for the 5 gifty boys. Very grateful. Thank you, boys. I appreciate the love. Yeah, it means a lot. So thank you all. And now we're gonna wrap this bitch up. So we've got more questions to get to, of course, but we will be doing those at another time. I like how Deacon loved your answer so much, Tanner, that he gave me 5 gifted subs. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely shit on.
Shit on indeed, yeah. I thought that was the best thing that's ever happened to me, really.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind for sure. Let me just migrate these questions over here. So the next segment of this program is iTunes reviews. If you leave a 5-star rating on iTunes and you write a review with it, I'll read it on this program, like I'm going to do right the fuck now. This is from our new patron, TTV_TrumpMAGA20. K. Friend of the pod, of course, is the title of this review. As a diesel mechanic in Missouri, working 12-hour shifts to pay the bills and playing COD as a hobby, listening to this program definitely helps the long nights go by faster and has some great insights and advice on gameplay. And Raz and Tanner are extremely funny. Thanks for the excellent content. Hell fucking yeah, brother. This is one of the very few reviews that's just nice. They didn't try to make an inside joke. They didn't try to shit on me or Tanner, which is interesting. Well, I guess friend of the pod is kind of an inside joke, but not really. But nonetheless, TTV Trump MAGA 20. Good luck with that, and I appreciate the 5-star review, and thank you, of course, for the analytics. You stupid bitch. I appreciate that. So that is our only iTunes review this evening. If you guys leave a rating of 5 stars on iTunes, that helps the program a lot. And leaving a rating takes you less than 1 second. Just press the 5-star button and then stop. And if you wanted to write a review alongside that, you could, and I will read it on this program. So that is that. And we are going to go play some Cold War, so I'm just going to wrap this bitch real quick. Tanner, are you live?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're going to go game on Tanner's channel, but first, let me remind you that the best way to support this program, besides, of course, listening, which I thank you for very much, is to join the Patreon for 4 bonus episodes a month, weekly hangouts, and more. Reminder, Damascus and Gold patrons, all of the patrons, we're going to be doing Warzone custom lobby Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is the correct time zone. So make sure you join the fucking Discord and whatever. Be around 7 p.m. because we're going to figure that out. But yeah, patreon.com/thedropshot, 4 bonus episodes a month and access to the entire back catalog. So that's already like 15 episodes and then another one every week, or 4 a month, I should say. So keep that in mind. And that's the best way to support us. If you have any money to waste, ooh, I farted. Do it there first. Twitter at Razinon, Twitch at Razinon, Instagram Razinon TTV. Tanner is on Twitter and Twitch at Tanner Dropshot, one word. If you have Amazon Prime, link it to your Twitch account, and you can give Tanner a free sub every month called a Prime Gaming sub. The YouTube. Thank you everyone who has subbed so far. I'm getting a lot of subs daily on YouTube, and I appreciate it. However, is it enough subs? Of course not. Right? Of course not. We are fucking zeroing in on 1,000, but we're not there yet. We're at like 940. So change it. And if you haven't subbed on the YouTube, it's free. Do it now. YouTube.com/Razinon. Press the sub button and then never go there again. I don't care. Just give me the sub. That's all I need. So figure it the fuck out. We have 2 merch stores. And there's been a shocking lack of purchases in the merch store lately. So let's change it. Go see the links for the merch stores and buy things. You can rep your favorite podcast. And you can post it on social media, and I'll repost it. And if you're an 18 to 25-year-old female, then you can DM me those photos as well. And maybe I'll just send you merch. Because you guys, if you're an 18 to 25-year-old female, you're a billboard, right? And if I buy you a shirt, we'll have 20 purchases. So figure it the fuck out. Join the fucking Discord, of course. Link is in the show notes. The Discord's literally never been more active than it is right now, and that will only continue to be the case. So if you don't want to join the Discord, that's fine, but you're fucking dumb, right? You're just a dumb rat. You're a dumb shit rat if you don't join the Discord. You can make friends there. You can learn a lot there. You can get updates on the program there. People share memes. They share like YouTube videos, guides. It's very helpful. And you can, again, make a lot of friends there, as a lot of people have done. So join the fucking Discord. And last but certainly not least, a special thank you to our Damascus patrons. Mr. Salmonella, excuse me, Jay Pritch, Slivovitz, Jake Down, Zerosio, To Kill a Sirocking Bird, Face Esquire, Tyler H, Gift Curse, Adam H, Sniff Sniff Hambone, change it, Jimmy M, Von Trapp, Osty Menace, Vesturge, your name is spelled wrong. Ozzy informed me of this on Friday at our Damascus Hangout, patreon.com/thedropshot. Gododo, Josh V, Papa Shitto, Civ, Dread Pirate Roberts, Dr. J Webb, Derek R, Wade M, It's to Pickle, That Dirty Clap, Killicam, Pre-Shock, Garrett S, Jada Pinkett Smith, Lemur Party, Young Miss Lemur Party, change your email. I don't know how many times I have to tell you because I'm still seeing the same one. Freeze, The Dave Daly, Young Evan, aka Read a Book, Deacon Cheese, Brandon L, Rizzle Music, Sean B, Manny Marr, Derek C, Samuel, Cope Cowboy, Notoriety, Thomas L, Blake C, Lavana Fair, Brian P, Maxie, TTV Trump MAGA 20, and last but certainly not least, the Dropshot Patriarch, our one and only Obsidian Dark Matter patron, the Vaping Viking. Thank you all for watching, young kings. Thank you for listening. We will see you next time. Have an excellent day. And as always, of course, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe because in addition to full episodes like this, we've also got clips from the show, as well as gameplay breakdowns and more on the channel. The show is streamed live on twitch.tv/Razinon every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So give us a follow over there, make sure to turn on notifications, and you can chat with us live during the podcast. And of course, we are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for the Dropshot on your favorite podcast app and make sure to give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember, stay humble.